Someone got rubber gloves. She's covered in blood. Go like this. Did you eat that cat? Did you eat it? No, why'd you kill it?
Oh, that's real brotherly. Don't you have any pride?
No.
When our food's gone, we can eat Elvis.
Power of one, the power of two, the power of many. Yes, yes. What? You gotta answer this. You gotta.
How do you think Leslie Headland got the green light for the Acolyte?
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk too and spit on that thing. You get me?
Put another gay diverse woman in it. Make it more fucking lame.
Want to talk about what's haunting you, or should we wait for a third act flashback?
Go yourself. All right, welcome to yet another Thirsty Thursdays. What's up, everybody? I love Kyle's timing. Amazing, every time. How you guys doing?
Doing good.
Good. How are you doing?
Fabulous.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. I'm working with, let's see, what is this? Hibiki Suntory whiskey that I got for my birthday.
There's a lot of ice in that one.
I know. So like the Japanese whiskeys are very one note. And like the flavor profile doesn't change, so I just I'm trying to just cool it off and just enjoy.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, this one's it's got slight hint of chocolatey, maybe a little bit of caramel, but not so much. It's more like chocolate smokiness, but it's very very good for what we're about to talk about tonight.
Oh.
Sin, did you say what?
I said, sounds awful.
Sounds awful. I like the smokiness part.
I don't like the smokiness part. I've had some type of whiskey, something that tasted like smoked cheese. I hated it. It was terrible.
Cheese.
Smoked cheese.
A lot of the good scotches like
it was
Lefroy
nasty.
and Lagavulin, they got that nice campfire taste.
Did not like it.
I love it.
Yeah. No, but it's I got a hell of a lot of whiskey for my birthday, so thanks, Ravi. Cheers for you if you're watching. But we've gotten a bunch of movies that have come out, and I did watch, Bobby, your whole review of Beetlejuice. Sorry I didn't thumbs up you or drop a comment. I will.
You were the one.
I
haven't seen your review yet.
We posted it a few hours ago. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
I haven't
why
either.
I haven't seen it.
I've been out and about running around, and me and my wife like to watch them together. So we'll do that later tonight.
Well, don't worry, you'll get my opinions, and they'll be Matt's opinions.
Yeah, you're gonna spoil your spoiler review.
Yeah.
So Kyle, I actually I'm gonna do a video with your suggestion because I had never seen Beetlejuice until Saturday night, and then the original, and then me and my girlfriend saw it on Tuesday, and so it was kind of back to back. And I do have something that Hardcut hasn't mentioned, but my biggest complaint just watching them back to back was how, and I find we're in 2024, they're not going to fucking do anything in film, but it was very jarring to go from Beetlejuice to Beetlejuice 2, just visually. It was just filmed digitally, clearly, and the special effects, it was modern CGI that tried to be shitty. And it didn't.
Yeah,
that didn't.
We touched on that a little bit because we end up trimming a lot of the fat out of our reviews. But with the original Beetlejuice, they purposely tried to make the special effects look cheesy.
Right.
That was part of what they tried to do back then. This, when they bring in the CGI, it's okay, bad CGI just looks really bad. And you could tell they're not trying to make it look bad anymore. They're trying to make it look good, but it just doesn't translate.
Can someone answer this question for me? Sorry to interrupt, Bobby. It's on topic, though. The claymation Is that real claymation or is it CGI pretending to be claymation?
In the new
It
one?
looked CGI.
In Beetlejuice 2.
I mean, I think they claim that it's real
It
claymation,
looked
but
real, but
I don't know how far the claymation technology has come in 36 years, but
Right, yeah.
it did look a little too glossy. You know?
Yeah. And
But,
for me,
I don't know
the
for sure.
aesthetic was pretty jarring. Given like what Beetlejuice was, it like the claymation part of it, it looked a lot like Wes Anderson to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Which I'm fine with. I actually prefer that Wes Anderson. I don't like his live action movies. Actually, I prefer his style in animation. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing, when I was watching the original on Saturday, that scene where I forget the name of the song where they're dancing around the dinner table. It's like Caribbean type.
the banana boat song or
But
whatever it's
yeah,
called.
exactly. So
Deo.
when
that
I
was
was watching it,
song.
I was telling my girlfriend like, hey, it looks like they're having fun, right? Like it's like every single one of them is just like
The first one.
yeah. This is like silly. We're just having fun. Whereas this one, where they busted out the song, it seemed like they're just at work and they're just going through the motions, and it didn't have like that same charm, and I didn't feel like they were having fun.
Yeah, when they're sitting around the table and like Jeffrey Jones just starts laughing and he looks under the table like, what's going on here? And like, it just feels like they're having fun.
Yeah.
Hey, Ian.
It was
I just want to say hey, hi to Ian in the chat.
We got our first chat. Let's see. Ian. Daylight come and me want to go home. Yep.
That's how I felt.
I didn't rewatch the first
yeah, I
one
think we're on the same page here.
Yeah. And like you mentioned, Bobby, it's just too much shit going on screen. Too many plot lines, and you're totally right when you said there's too many cooks in the kitchen, because it's like multiple plot lines, a lot of which go nowhere. I was saying like, hey, what the hell was the point of Monica Bellucci? Like,
Yep.
No, you could have completely removed her from the film and it wouldn't have changed anything.
It wouldn't have changed a thing. Like, did
Same
she
with Willem
need a
Dafoe,
paycheck?
like-
Although he's really good. I think
good
he's
in the
really
role.
good in it. Yeah.
He is one of the better parts of the film. It's just
Justin
his
Theroux?
character is pointless.
Defoe.
No.
Defoe. Yeah. I mean, to me, it would have been fine if it was just like the dead kid. Oh, sorry, spoiler alert.
The ghost boy?
The dead kid and like nothing else.
No,
like
that
hey,
storyline could have been.
That was the only storyline that was
coherent.
like, well, that got me actually interested in the story when
Right.
that part was revealed, which I was already a little suspicious about stuff. When that part was revealed, I'm like, oh, here we go. But that was like an hour into it.
Yeah.
Up until then, I'm not a huge Beetlejuice fan. And I didn't rewatch the first one in preparation for this. I feel like if I had, I probably would have noticed exactly what you did, Paul.
Mhm.
But it just felt kind of more of the same with the first one to me. And I was like, well, I don't know if it's just because I'm not super crazy about the first one. This one's okay.
Yeah.
I just, I didn't. But Monica Bellucci, I didn't realize probably the only reason she was in there is because,
Sex appeal?
No, she's involved with Tim Burton. That's probably why she was in there.
Oh, is that right?
Well, apparently they got that started on that set.
Supposedly.
Well, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm 100% on that, but I mean, hey,
totally
she looks fine.
underutilized.
She looks fine for a dead woman.
But it's like you said, she
bride.
just like they propped her character up to be like she was going to be this big huge menace, and it just felt just completely flat for me.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't have any of the charm of the original. Because like the original, like I was watching it, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like it was so weird, and this had none of the same weirdness. Like it the whole thing felt phoned in.
Well, in response to what Ian said in the chat about the ghost boy being the real villain, he was just this side character amongst many other E story and C storylines.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I mean,
it just didn't have the strength and the weight of what it should have,
I like the creative way they dealt with Jeffrey Jones not being there.
I'll give them that. I mean, I thought he was going to be written
Yeah.
out entirely, so I'll give them that. They handled it
Yeah.
in a
Well,
delicate way.
I actually had no idea in the movie theater why Jeffrey Jones wasn't in it, and then we just like Googled it. And I'm like, oh
yeah, I found out about
canceled.
that. Yeah,
I wish they had been as creative with why the Maitlands weren't in it, beside the fact that Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin are just old, so it wouldn't make sense for them to age. You know, you're able to get around it with Michael Keaton because he's wearing a ton of makeup.
Well, one other difference, Bobby, is Gina Davis isn't a murderer.
That too. Which,
What's the deal
She
with
hasn't shot
Alec
anybody.
Baldwin? Like, is he going to jail or like? Or...
No, he's off.
no,
He's
they-
off?
they-
Thrown out, I think.
Yeah, it got dropped.
He's scot-free, as one might say.
Right. Yeah, I mean, what did everybody think about Jenna Ortega?
She's
She's fine.
She's
Yeah,
whatever.
Just I can do without her. She's just unspectacular. Come on. This is the pickings of what we
she's not
have
great,
for
she's not
leading
terrible.
lady, a 5'2"
She was okay.
little girl.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I didn't see Wednesday. Was that any good?
I didn't see it
I
either.
haven't seen it
It's
either.
okay.
Bobby will have to speak to that.
Well, I mean, I didn't watch all of it.
Yeah.
Rosie watched the whole thing, and she liked it a lot. So I watched the first few episodes, and it was okay.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the definitive Wednesday is Christina Ricci.
Oh, of course.
But
They did some weird stuff with like the parents.
Mhm.
Who are the parents? Morticia and Gomez.
Okay.
Like the guy. What's his name? Who's the guy who they cast as Gomez? I can't think of his name. He was in Boogie Nights. He was in
A lot of stuff.
He's been. You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, he was in anger management. I think I remember him that
He was
the most.
He was so weird as Gomez. And then I don't think I made it past the second episode. I was like, all right, I'm done with this. But still,
Oh, so he doesn't do a great job in that.
Oh no, he doesn't. Well, not for the character. I don't think he was right for Gomez.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like him as an actor.
I mean, you can't hold a candle to Raul Julia.
Oh no, he's perfect in that role.
Yeah, I mean, phenomenal. Let's see. So Ian says Lydia should have been a real estate agent who preserves old homes with ghosts, finds right people to own them. Thanks.
That's an interesting take, actually.
Yeah. I mean, it at least would have been something
It would have made
connected to her. Yeah, because they introduced this angle in the beginning where she's got this show and she can talk to the ghosts of the people that she has on the show that own this home. And it's like, okay, this is an interesting angle. And then it just goes nowhere.
It goes nowhere. We don't see it until it comes back for her to say, I am no longer doing the show.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, why is this so? Why open the movie with this then?
The only connection to that, which you didn't need, was that Justin Theroux was her producer.
Yeah.
But you didn't need that because that's not how they met through television. It was through a trauma support
Yeah,
group.
he went to like some trauma support where he met her so he could like prey on weak people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just
By the way, and that's one thing that I think is the biggest thing that annoyed me about the film is how just unsubtle the exposition is and how it's so heavy-handed and explains shit that happens off screen and re-explains shit that we already know that we've seen.
Yeah.
Speaking Wonder Woman is making an appearance.
Wonder
I think
That's a
Sin.
loud ringtone.
The ringtone went off. Yeah. I
Oh,
heard
is that what it was? Okay.
It was my ringtone. I forgot I had my ringtone on.
Honestly, I thought it was something outside because I always have like random ass noise.
We could throw a Wonder Woman discussion in here. Why not?
Yeah.
As great as Winona Ryder is, like, like it didn't feel like she was playing Lydia.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. This was her expression the whole time.
I do remember, like her character didn't have that same sort of goth spunk to her.
Yeah.
They even mention it in the dialogue. Catherine O'Hara says that.
Yeah, I mean,
you need to find that girl.
Like, I felt like I was watching her in Stranger Things, not her in Beetlejuice.
Right.
Well said. That's absolutely true because she's manic in Stranger Things.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and that's how she came across here.
She wasn't attracted to Justin Theroux at all. They're like,
no, there was no chemistry.
Let's get married. Well, I guess I just
right.
gotta do it.
At least have some aspects that show why she likes him.
Yeah, there's
He's
no reason
just
for her to like him.
He's a con man. Like, it's so obvious
and it's
that
he's very transparent.
Yeah.
Like Jenna Ortega sees through him in 2 seconds.
Doesn't have a conversation with her mother about why are you marrying this prick.
Yeah,
like that would be on point with her character to say something like that.
Yeah,
but she's more passive than she is critical about what's going on.
Yeah.
The script is problematic.
Yeah, I mean, there's just too much. There's way too much going on. You could have deleted Monica Bellucci. You could have deleted, and if you delete Monica Bellucci, then maybe you'd delete Willem Dafoe. The Ghost House thing. They really never.
There's no payoff with it.
Show. There's no payoff at all. So I mean, for me, that was like, why even bother having this? But it was just like, oh, what has she been up to in the past however many years?
Like, it could have been a very tight story if they had made the Ghost Boy like the main antagonist, because it's literally the exact opposite of what happens in the first film, where Lydia befriends the Maitlands, and the Maitlands are good people, whereas now her daughter does the same thing. She befriends a ghost, but this ghost is bad. You know, they could have played with that. It would have been like a nice counter to the first film, and that's your story. Instead, they just had all these ideas and they just crammed them all into one film.
For me, Monica Bellucci. Yeah, for me, Monica Bellucci really, really had the same feel as what the hell was her name? Lara Flynn Boyle in what was that? Men in Black 2.
No, what a pull there! That was that. I haven't thought of that in a while,
right? But
I remember seeing it in the theater in 2002. But yeah, Lara Flynn Boyle, man.
I mean, it just they felt like the same thing. Like, the original Men in Black didn't really need a sequel. The second one was pretty bad. I thought the third was okay, but Lara Flynn Boyle's character in that movie was just kind of like pointless. I remember it being pointless, just like Monica Bellucci.
At least they had some. While we're comparing MIB2 to Beetlejuice 2, try to say that really fast 3 times. They had in Men in Black 2 in the events and situations that were in the tone of the first Beetlejuice, which is what I call grotesque dark humor.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice 2 is lacking that.
Completely.
It has a little bit of it. The best scene is when Beetlejuice is sitting the couple down, Lydia and the douchebag, and he's pretending to be the psychiatrist and says, I want you two to open up. All right. And they're refusing to do so. And he says, all right, I'll start first. I'll spill my guts. And he literally spills his guts out. Best moment in the
100%.
film. And then he impregnates her with his Beetlejuice baby. Yeah. And practical, grotesque. That's the kind of stuff that the movie needed more of. Right. And a little bit more of crude humor from Beetlejuice. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, in the original Beetlejuice, he was kind of, he was obviously very misogynistic. And I guess you can't have that in 2024.
He's a straight up pervert in the, original film.
As if perverts don't exist now.
Yeah.
Isn't he like touching Gina Davis a lot?
Yeah. He's always like he tries to like kiss her and stuff, and she's like pushing off him. Yeah. He's all over her.
He doesn't do anything with Winona Ryder in the second.
No, not really. But he's trying to marry her in the first
stuck
one.
on
in the
marrying
original
her
script,
in both
he
movies.
went further in the original script. Like they toned it. They actually toned it down in the original film. How much he goes after Lydia
in the first one.
In the original, yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
we got a surprise appearance in the chat. Hey, Matt.
These cucks right here.
Yeah.
Hope you're doing well, man.
Yeah. I mean, what did Bobby say in his review of this movie? If you liked it, you're a cuck.
What is this like every review though? That's the theme now. That's your brand.
Yeah. I'm kind of stuck with that.
Yeah.
I mean, ever since the Marvels, right? Is that when you first busted that out?
The cucking?
No, our very first review was a picture of Michael Myers' head, and it just said "cucked" on the thumbnail. Halloween Ends.
Yeah.
That was our.
Oh gosh, review. That movie. Let's not talk about that movie. Lord.
Yeah, no, that's been our thing since the very beginning.
Yeah.
Consistent.
Yeah, consistency is the key, unlike Beetlejuice 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the plot line was completely all over the place. The actors just were phoning it in.
I think Michael Keaton was doing pretty good, but his material was
He
mitigated.
did fine
I
with
would
the
say.
material he was given, but he was definitely shackled.
And there was not enough of him. Like in a sequel, I would have expected. So like I watched them back to back. So in the sequel, I would have liked to have seen it be more about Beetlejuice than about the people, just to like get more of the character. He's like such an interesting guy. But you know,
he's not in the first one a ton. I mean, he doesn't come to the movie until a while in.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
which again, I think in this one he does also stay out.
It's a bit before
for a while.
He shows up.
Right. Yeah.
Except everything that's going on is just not as good as what was going on in the first 45 minutes of the original. So
right. And I noticed one slight little detail. You know how in the original movie they built that like weird deck with just the wall?
Yeah.
That wasn't in this house now in the sequel.
Removed?
It was removed. So it was like, what? I don't know, but maybe I'm too OCD for. It was like, what the hell happened to that? Because they did this like weird deck thing with fuck, I keep forgetting the guy that got canceled. Jeffrey Jones.
Jeffrey Jones.
Yeah, Jeffrey Jones. Like chilling on that deck, but
I wouldn't categorize him as getting canceled. He went to prison for a very specific death.
It was something else.
It wasn't uncalled for.
Yeah,
right.
Being canceled has a connotation that it wasn't warranted.
That was definitely warranted.
In his case, it was.
Yeah.
Pop culture prosecution versus judicial
versus actual,
which is
crimes.
Such a shame because I really liked his character in Deadwood. And he came back for the movie. He was in the the last one, the movie that they did.
Yeah,
I'm surprised they brought him back, but
he was also in The Devil's Advocate, right? I want to say.
Remember?
It's been a while since I've seen.
Is that with Al Pacino?
Yeah, Al Pacino, Keanu Reeves.
I don't remember.
You're the devil. Oh.
Whoa. Kyle, you got like some very good voices. Like you did Beetlejuice quite well.
Oh, thanks. If I showed you the bad ones that I've done to my wife, she would. It's pretty bad. I think I did like sometimes I try to do a Walken impression, who was apparently approached to do the Willem Dafoe character in Beetlejuice 2, so a little connection there. I really have to lean into that and get used to doing a Walken. But yeah, thank you. Anyway, long-winded response there.
Jeffrey Jones was also in The Hunt for Red October and Stuart Little.
Yeah, I forgot he was in
and
The Hunt
Ferris
for Red
Bueller,
October.
of course.
I saw
and Ferris Bueller, yeah. Man. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about in Beetlejuice 2 is like everybody fucking dies. Like you got.
I noticed death didn't mean anything there.
Death didn't mean anything. Yeah. So Catherine O'Hara's character, honestly, I thought she was the best performance aside from Michael Keaton in this movie.
It's fun.
She was definitely a lot of fun, and then it's like, oh shit, those snakes bit her, and she's done.
Just unceremoniously, it's just
so stupid.
Yeah,
you could almost forget that it happened. It happened so quickly.
Yeah, and I was pretty sad when Bob died. R.I.P. Bob.
Wait, remind me who Bob
she
was?
gets his soul sucked out.
Yeah,
like the big goon with the little head.
Oh yeah,
okay.
Shrunken Head guy.
Shrunken Head guy.
Didn't remember his name.
Bob. He was hiding under the desk.
He was in the first movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then who else?
Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito, yeah, thank you.
Just random cameo.
Completely random cameo. Like what for?
Yeah, he's around, and I don't know what the hell Always Sunny is doing, so he's got the time.
I mean, I get. Do these people like? Does Danny DeVito and Monica Bellucci need an extra paycheck or something?
Well, they're friends with Burton. I mean, one's friends with Burton, the other is sleeping with him. So there's
okay, fair enough. How old is Tim Burton?
I'm not sure.
60s?
Probably in his 60s.
Really? I mean, because that was.
Yeah, I mean, he was working for Disney back in the 80s.
He has to be at least.
At least I thought it was
mid
like
60s.
past 70. No,
He's 66.
oh, 66. Shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mid-60s. Okay.
Yeah, because like, what was his first movie? Because this was 80. Sorry, the original Beetlejuice
Pee-wee's
was
Big
88.
Adventure was his first film.
Ah, okay. And
What
then
was?
Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
then like he followed up Beetlejuice with Batman,
Yeah.
which was
Good follow up.
It was a very good follow up,
Yeah.
and then he followed that up with Batman Returns and A Nightmare Before Christmas. So yeah,
Not good.
He also did Sleepy Hollow, which is probably my favorite Tim Burton film.
I'm with you there. I'm on the same page with you, Sin. I think Sleepy Hollow might be his best film to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
I like it. It's not my favorite, but I do like Sleepy Hollow.
It's hard to watch Batman now and not be a little turned off by how overly campy it is, especially after having seen, Nolan's
The Dark Knight,
trilogy
yeah.
and
What about
Zack Snyder's movies.
What about Edward Scissorhands?
I'm not super crazy about Edward Scissorhands.
It's just overly quirky,
Yeah, I'm not super crazy about Tim Burton's style.
Maybe it's nostalgia.
But the story of Sleepy Hollow is so interesting and horror. I like the horror aspect to it. That's probably why I like that one the best of all his movies.
The production design, the cinematography, it almost looking black and white, yet it isn't. You have really pronounced reds in it, and it's the best of the live action Tim Burton. You got the claymation, which works, but just didn't resonate for me. I think I saw Corpse Bride back in the day, and maybe some of Nightmare Before Christmas, but
I had to watch Nightmare Before Christmas for a live
directed.
stream. Hated it.
Oh yeah. That was his idea. He didn't direct it. Yeah.
Which one?
Even though Nightmare Before Christmas.
I thought he did direct that.
No, he produced it.
Who directed it then?
What's his
question?
name?
I always have Tim Burton's name attached to that.
Well, yeah, because it's like it basically looks like a Tim Burton movie. It's just, but he just didn't direct it.
We need a fact checker in the chat.
Let's only fact check one side.
Was directed by Henry Selick.
Okay,
unfamiliar.
Wow. Okay,
yeah, but he gets attributed as the director all the time.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote the movie. He produced it.
Yeah, but yeah, like in what else can be said of Beetlejuice 2 that Bobby hasn't already said?
We can move on if you guys want. That's fine.
No. I mean, just wanted to see like. Oh, the other thing is somebody mentioned in the chat, Jenna Ortega. Jenna Ortega is the new Zendaya, but without.
I disagree. I think she's got more talent than Zendaya.
I mean, yeah, Zendaya is just
or Zendaya, however the hell you say that.
Zendaya.
I think
I don't like
Jenna's
her very
easier
much.
on the eyes. Zendaya, I think it looks like a heroin addict. That's just my personal opinion on that.
I mean,
she's got that.
Depends on which role she's in. She looked pretty great
every
in
single role.
Hold on, no. She looked good in The Greatest Showman. Like she even looked older in that. I didn't even know that she was that young. Yeah,
I don't know. She looks like she's always playing a junkie.
I mean, yeah, totally, 100%. Like in every role, even in Spider-Man, she's like
Oh, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah,
I did not like.
She looks homeless in the first
Spider-Man.
Yeah,
at all.
Trust me, I know.
I'm not a
there are a
fan.
whole bunch of them around here in Austin.
Well, I mean, you know where I live.
Yeah, so yeah, plenty of us know.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty post-apocalyptic landscape out here. Kind of like the Terminator Zero.
Oh, here
series.
we go.
Okay, so we're doing that. All right.
Sliding right into that one, are we? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I really want to get... So we talked about it last week.
Yeah, it's her. I came into that. I saw you guys talking about it.
Yeah.
And I was just all in the chat.
Curious to get your takes then.
Well, I did do a review for it, so let me try to remember. I enjoyed it. I know Badger had some issues with what they did, but I liked the new and different take on it. It didn't make me angry like Dark Fate did. I compare almost everything to Dark Fate now. Dark Fate to me is like the absolute worst. Even though it's nicely produced, it's got Linda and Arnold. That one actually pisses me off.
Yes.
And the others, especially like the other movies, like let's say Genesis or Terminator 3, Terminator Salvation, I can recognize their flaws, but even Genesis, yes, Kyle, even Genesis I prefer over Dark Fate because I liked how they tried to go. I liked how they sent the Terminator back earlier and they did this, because if you stop and think about it, when you mess with time, when you go and change time, I like that in Terminator Zero they get all philosophical with the discussion about time travel. And they're like, the mistake we made was we think if we go back, we're fixing this timeline. We're not. We're just creating a new timeline, which that is, if you stop and think about it, well, that is kind of what it would be. Now, in some time travel movies, when something is done in the past, like let's say Looper, it immediately happens to them in the present, like whatever they've done. So there have been some stories that are like that. And I'm fine actually with either iteration of time travel stuff. I liked the stuff about Malcolm, the reveal about him.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I didn't hate it.
I think everybody's seen it, so we can totally have spoilers.
I haven't seen it, but I haven't seen it.
Neither have I.
You could spoil it. I don't care.
Okay. Yeah. So
and it's anime.
I'll watch it eventually. I don't care if you spoil it.
Yeah. So the Malcolm, the scientist that's working on the new AI back in '97, turns out that he was from the future, went back to try to create a new AI to counter Skynet.
Yeah, he had created an AI that you find out later is that house helper, babysitter girl, or whatever.
Right.
Yeah,
no, that was the mother. And then he was working on like the newer iteration, like in the lab.
The one he created in the past. I mean, in the future.
Sorry. In the future,
in the future, he brought her back with him to 97, and she's the one that is like the babysitter of the kids. She's like the original one. Then he takes like part of her and is working on this whole new AI that he's trying to use to stop Skynet. So the philosophical stuff, they're having this discussion. He's talking with this AI, and they're going to all this stuff about, well, why should we save humanity?
Yep.
This and this, and I found that pretty interesting.
That actually was like the big redeeming factor of the series for me, because it started to have me question all these things, and that's the sign of good cinema, in my opinion. Like if I start to like really think about things. Like, what would I do in this situation? Or, what's the overarching theme, or what's the existential question? I think that's what makes good movies and good TV.
Yeah.
Good storytelling.
Great. I don't know if they're going to have another one. I wouldn't mind if they did. I love the animation. I like the score. I liked its own unique score that it had, and also the callbacks to the, the classic.
Oh yeah. I mean, so for me, like everything went downhill after Salvation. I wasn't a fan of Genesis. I thought that movie was a huge mess.
A lot of people were upset with that. I was not. I have a lot of critiques of that movie.
Yeah.
But I would still rewatch that 10 times over. I refuse to rewatch Dark Fate. I've only seen it once.
Yeah, I mean, Dark Fate, when they killed John Connor, it's like, what? Like
that just pissed me off so much.
Because like Terminator Zero didn't touch that. It's like, okay, no, John Connor, the whole thing, it exists over here in America. And this is the first time that we've seen what happened outside of America in the Terminator franchise.
Mm-hmm.
And, even so, I don't know if this is a hot take, but even back when I saw it in theaters, I think T3 wasn't that bad. Like
it was okay.
Like it was okay. Like
I mean, I don't.
It was the same formula.
It they rehashed the formula. They tried to get all bold with, oh yes, Judgment Day happens anyway.
Right.
It was all right. I don't despise it.
I mean, T2 is a rough act to follow, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's why
that's hard. That's hard to follow up.
Basically, did a retread of the second, and just
yes,
it made it a quicker narrative.
Yeah, no matter what they did, it was never going
Fast-tracked.
to live up to T2.
It really, and it also didn't help that, of course, you know, they couldn't bring back Eddie Furlong because he just screwed his life up so much, and he still is angry at himself.
They were going to. He did this interview on a podcast, and he said he signed a contract.
He
celebrated one night, and then just fucked himself the next day, and
Yep, and then it was all over. And I think if he had been in there, I think it would have given that movie much more weight.
Yeah, I did like Nick Stahl though.
He was okay, but he's just like, it's kind of hard to put him as the face of John Connor, you know.
I mean, I actually liked Christian Bale as John Connor, and it was.
I liked his leaked tape a lot better.
The thing about Christian Bale, I remember when I heard that he'd been cast, I was so excited. It's even captured on video. One of my good friends telling me about it, and you can, I think you can just like hear my response. I was just like, wow, you know, because Batman was a big thing, and I was like, he's fantastic, he's going to be great. And then I watched it, and while I don't outright hate Salvation, I felt like his performance did not. It just didn't reach the level that I thought that it should have, given who he was and who he was playing. It felt a little bit lackluster to me, and that surprised me.
I don't know if this is a hot take, but I think I might rather watch Salvation than T3.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
no, I think that's a fair take, especially considering that Anton Yelchin is in it, and there's more value to it.
I like about Salvation. T3, I struggle with things to call back to that I thought were great. So
Kristana Loken, who
she was okay,
did one movie and did fuck all with the rest of her career.
That was pretty much it for her. She was all right. She wasn't.
What's the matter with Blood Rain?
I never watched that. She wasn't the standout that Robert Patrick was, obviously.
Right.
And I feel like that, you know, that's kind of part of the reason, you know. Edward Furlong wasn't back. They didn't have a phenomenal, you know, scene-stealing baddie for the third one. She
was actually a downgrade from the T-1000.
Yeah.
Yeah,
liquid metal. Where do you go from there?
She could create, you know, weapons with her hands. She could communicate with machines.
Yeah, that's the thing. Every movie you continue, it's like you got to keep upping the ante of what these Terminators can do. By the last one, it's just like the Terminator's just a god. It's like it's stupid.
Yeah. I mean, Dark Fate actually. What? Who the hell was playing the? I don't know whether he was a T-1000 or...
I know who you're talking about. Oh, gosh. I can't remember his name. Is he something Luna?
What was his model? Was it?
I don't even remember.
Huh.
Which one?
I think it was more advanced.
In Genesis.
No. In
Genesis.
Wait. I thought you were talking about Dark Fate. You said Dark Fate.
I was.
Dark Fate.
I
okay, I thought you were talking about when they reworked...
In Genesis, it was another T-1000, I think.
Okay.
I think it was the Asian guy.
Yeah.
That was in Genesis, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was Genesis.
Who, for some reason, and if someone wants to tell me, why was he a cop again, other than that's what Robert Patrick was disguised as?
Contrivances.
Yeah.
You can't point that out in modern cinema, can you?
Like, what if even make him a security guard of a mall? Maybe that night, that he acquired, but do it a facsimile of a cop. Do something else. What if he was a army man in the nearby base or something? You know,
right. And I mean, if it's a T-1000, can't they?
They can emulate whatever. Yeah.
Whatever clothing. Which, by the way, in Terminator 0, we got the same Robert Patrick cop thing. The other T-800 that came back to challenge
the T-800 was not Robert Patrick. He was the T-1000.
Oh, right, yeah. No. What I'm saying is, in Terminator 0, it was another cop, a la Robert Patrick.
They did it again.
But he was a T-800, I think, in the anime, right?
Are you talking about when Timothy Olyphant's character? Because I watched the English dub. The one that went in the machine, that was Timothy Olyphant's character. He was like a T-800.
The cop.
I don't remember if he became a cop or I don't remember the cop.
Because it was...
Yeah, I remember him stealing a cop's gun. Like
sorry, now I'm getting confused. So Skynet...
too, because it's been a bit since I saw it.
Yeah, no. So Skynet brought back, I want to say a T-800 to reprogram Kokoro, the other AI.
Yeah, to get to Malcolm.
Yeah,
that was the T-800-ish.
Yeah, so,
he was had the endoskeleton and everything.
Yeah. Someone should clip all this and send it to James Cameron and say, look what has happened to this franchise of yours.
Look what happened when you left.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, Ian says, remember Robert Pattinson?
That was a great cameo.
So was,
it was too quick. They should have milked it a little bit more.
And also in Wayne's World.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
There were so many cameos in that movie. Like Sharon Stone was in there from Basic Instinct.
Right, yeah. Let's see. And Megan the Texan is saying, and wasn't sure if Summer Glau was in the Terminator movies.
She was in the show.
Which had some good spots in it.
I love that show.
Yeah, that was a decent show.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed that. I was bummed that it didn't get renewed after the second season.
So it only got 2, right?
It only got 2, right? But it was like
Well, that was back in the day when Fox liked to cancel a whole bunch of good shit.
Yeah, Firefly.
Yeah, well, that one got canceled.
Yeah,
Firefly. Yeah, and then fly completely off the rails with Prison Break. So that was right around the same time.
Kyle, do you remember there was a show on Fox that ran for not even one season. I think they cut it off after like 7 or 8 episodes. It was just called Drive.
Yes. I was there. Is he gonna say this? You remember the Gavin Rosdale theme music? I actually still have that in my music library.
Dude, that show was great. And then all of a sudden, just
Emma Stone's in it.
Really?
Emma Stone's in it.
Yes.
Dylan Baker's in it. What's his name is the lead?
Nathan Fillion.
Firefly. Nathan Fillion's the lead.
Yeah.
And it's like it's got such a great premise that like going from episode to episode, like kind of like a 24 type thing, where like the action and like the suspense just keeps ramping up, and then all of a sudden it's just gone. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, and for those who haven't seen it, like the from what I recall, it's almost a serious version of Rat Race, where a whole bunch of people are going on a road trip, a race to get to, I think it's a pot of an amount of money or something.
So the thing is, like, there's like a prize, but the prize is you get to save your loved one from dying. So it's like somebody has like kidnapped their family member or something like that, and they're forcing these contestants to play this like road trip game.
Oh.
So the first leg of the trip, it's like they start off in Miami and they have to get to like Tallahassee, and that's the first episode. And they're all racing it. And if you don't make it in time, and like the timer runs out, then whoever that contestant is, their family member dies and they're like out of the game.
Yeah,
so
that's more dramatic than I remember.
Yeah, and then episode 2 is like they have to get from Tallahassee to like Atlanta. And then you see what goes on with the characters in that next leg of the trip. And so that the whole season is supposed to be like getting from like Miami to like Seattle or something like that. So the premise was exciting. And then it just like disappears.
And so Megan the Texan is asking you, did that show end on a cliffhanger?
No, it just ended in the middle of the season because they got canceled. So they just stopped airing episodes.
Just drops off.
And they didn't release like a DVD set, box set or whatever.
Not that I know
it's
of.
not a cliffhanger, it's a sinkhole.
It literally just...
And right on time, we've got an additional surprise guest. Hey, Slav.
What's going on? You guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Excellent.
Loud and clear.
Yeah, we.
I got a drink this time.
Fantastic.
Nice.
What are you working with?
White Russian.
The dude.
That's right. I know what that means now because I finally saw that crazy movie for the first time this year.
I do have limited time though. I just wanted to stop by. I don't want to, I've told you I'd be back, and I want to keep my promises. But man, my life is hectic, so I apologize. I do have limited time though.
Yeah.
I do have a topic that we could talk about. Of course. And I'm glad Bobby is here to help me out. any more of Terminator? We started talking about the Fox shows that got canceled in the early 2000s because one of them was the Terminator show.
Sarah Connor Chronicles.
I enjoyed that show. I really enjoyed that show.
That was a fun show, and I did not expect to like it.
Yep.
And I loved it.
Yeah, that was the chick from Lena Headey.
Lena Headey.
Yeah, Lena Headey. Yeah, she was on that.
And Summer Glau.
Yeah.
Summer Glau. Yeah, her too.
Whatever happened to Summer Glau?
I was about to. Yeah, I was wondering that too.
After Firefly and I don't know.
Terminator. She came to a con. I went to her panel one time.
Yeah,
happened to be her birthday that day, and she was talking a bit about, Terminator and Firefly, but I don't know what she's been in. She was in The Unit.
Oh, that's right. With what was his name? Dennis Haysbert.
Dennis Haysbert. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Dennis Haysbert. He's
and
great.
Robert
24.
Patrick, and Robert Patrick.
Oh, look at that connection there.
He was in there. That was a fun show. I liked that show.
Oh
man, network television was good.
Mm-hmm.
But Kyle, do the honors.
What happened?
Do the honors. You said you have a topic to discuss.
I guess he's asking
with our surprise guest.
So, one of the last streams we were talking about the Dark Knight trilogy.
Oh gosh!
And you said you would prepare to talk about why the Dark Knight Rises is better than the Dark Knight.
Oh boy, here we go.
All right, so I didn't prepare, but I should have. I should have thought. I should have thought of that. You're on every show. I should have thought of that. Okay. All right. So, from my standpoint, and I think I mentioned this on the last show because the last show was on about it, because we know what happened to Heath Ledger. We know that he passed away, and there was a lot of discussion and talk that after Heath Ledger died, that they went back and re-edited the film because they had plans to continue his story on after that. So there was a lot of re-editing done, rumored editing done. So, and even if you watch that movie, I watched The Dark Knight, and editing is not great in that film. And I think we can all, if you take a look, it is such a fast-paced, fast-edited film. You take a look at The Dark Knight Rises, to me, from start to finish, it is a much smoother film. It is a film that just, from start to finish, in my opinion, it feels more satisfying. It's an easier, more satisfying watch start to finish in that regard. Only because it's not so jarring. It's not so cut. That's one of the things right there. That's always been my biggest issue with The Dark Knight, is just how it's so fast. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy fast-paced films. And The Dark Knight, big heading here, okay? Because I think The Dark Knight Rises is better than The Dark Knight doesn't mean I don't think The Dark Knight is good. Let's put that out there.
You were saying last time seemed otherwise, but go on.
The Dark Knight is an enjoyable film. Let's put it that way. The Dark Knight is an enjoyable film, but The Dark Knight Rises, I think, is, this is my opinion. Okay.
Do you think that the villain Bane is more compelling than the Joker?
Good question.
I think I wouldn't say more compelling, but I think he's. See that you're tripping me up here.
Objection. Objecting the Honor.
No, I would say Heath Ledger. Look, that's tough because Heath Ledger did such an amazing job as the Joker. He really did, and he draws you into that film. That's one of the things about that movie is his performance draws you into that film. So he is compelling because of that performance. As a character, as his story is written, there's not much there. Like, to me, it's just, let's make anarchy. Okay, anarchy, yay. Like, it's just not, his plan is to divide the city, and that's about it. Mm-hmm. Whereas Bane is like, well, let's just destroy this. Let's just wreak havoc and just destroy the city. Joker wanted to split the city. It didn't work. Bane's just like, let's just destroy it. Let's just have at it. To me, that's more exciting than simply the Joker saying, "Oh, let's the people are gonna eat themselves alive."
Yeah.
Again, to me, so is that more compelling? Again,
I think they're both compelling in their own ways, though. They have their angles are different.
Well, one of them is, and this is responding to what Ian is saying. At the end of the day, Bane wants to blow up the whole fucking city, man. So I mean, the intentions are a little bit different, because you remember what Joker was saying. He said, "I'm going to show this city a better class of criminal, and I'm going to give it to him." So he's not going to blow up the city with an atomic bomb fit for Oppenheimer.
Which is what Ra's al Ghul wanted to do in the original Batman Begins.
Well, with a different method.
Well, it wasn't
make
really...
him go crazy.
Yeah.
Well, comparing like Joker and Bane, I do feel like the first time I saw Dark Knight, I did feel like Batman took a back seat in that film,
he did.
like heavily to
he did.
the Joker, because the Joker was such a spectacle in that film, and everybody loved it because of how good he was. In Dark Knight Rises, Batman's a little more in the foreground. That doesn't mean I necessarily like what they did with him.
Am I talking to the same person that I did a live retrospective with a year ago?
Let me finish. I don't like the way it played out ultimately in Dark Knight Rises, but I felt like there was more of a balance between our protagonist and antagonist in Dark Knight Rises, whereas in Dark Knight, it's like the Joker show. Now, I still find the Dark Knight more enjoyable, but I will give, that's like one of the only props I will give to Dark Knight Rises. one of the few props I'll give to Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, Megan the Texan says Scarecrow is the best villain, and Cillian Murphy's fantastic. Obviously, he finally got his comeuppance with Nolan last summer in Oppenheimer.
I mean, Nolan's been trying to give him his due since Batman Begins, but finally gave it to him. He finally got it all. Yeah, like I don't know. Like, I think I always go back to with the Dark Knight. I always go back to I always feel unfulfilled with that film, and I don't know if it's because of just honestly. Maybe this is my therapy session here, guys. Maybe this is where I come to the realization of why I feel the way I do. Maybe it's because of the Dark Knight Rises. Maybe because at the end of the Dark Knight, I want something different. And the Dark Knight Rises, while I do enjoy it, it's not necessarily what you're expecting at the end of the Dark Knight. You're expecting something more, something bigger, something grander. And again, I like the Dark Knight Rises. I do. But, at the end of the Dark Knight, you're like, hey, like this showdown between the Joker and Batman could be something great if they continue that story, and you don't get that.
Yeah.
So, you sit back and you kind of
planning to, though, weren't they? And then he died.
No, yeah, like I said, there was rumors.
Thanks for fucking it up, Heath.
No. You know whose fault that was? It was that stupid idiot, drughead Olsen twin.
The Olsen sisters.
Yeah,
they gave him the sleeping
pills, didn't they? Yeah, I mean,
he was extensively self-medicating because he was sick too.
He wasn't sleeping well.
Yeah, he was also sick. He was sick, like with pneumonia or bronchitis or something. Yeah. So,
but I mean, you don't turn to a bunch of crackhead or crack whores like the Olsen twins. I mean, sunken in face. I mean, they would fit in very well in Kensington, Philadelphia.
Hey, at least Lizzie Olsen has come out well from that family.
Yeah. No. She's fine.
The only normal thing that came out of that family. You got the Shining twins and Elizabeth Olsen.
Basically. Now, the other thing I want to bring up is something I fucking hated in The Dark Knight Rises was the editing. So I thought the editing.
This is interesting. Sorry. Slav is the opposite of that. He hates the Dark Knight editing. You hate the Dark Knight Rises in it. Please go on. I'm interested.
Okay. So I thought the editing in The Dark Knight was much tighter. Whereas in The Dark Knight Rises, now, like, I've been in Chicago, I live in New York. You know, you go from one scene where it's clearly like LaSalle Street in Chicago to like the financial district here, and then you show an overhead shot of the Chicago River, and then all of a sudden it's an island of Manhattan. Like, what the fuck? It's very jarring.
You are right about that. I will say that for some reason, why they decided with The Dark Knight Rises to use Pittsburgh, Chicago, New York as Gotham was beyond me. Like, don't get me wrong. I lived, I at the time of filming The Dark Knight Rises, I lived 10 minutes outside Pittsburgh. So I was like, this is amazing. This is awesome. I got to witness some pretty cool things, right? As they were filming it, but it was kind of odd. Like, what was the point of that? When, if I'm not mistaken, weren't the first two primarily shot in Chicago for the most part? I know that they did some up in Toronto for the first two, but was it Toronto? I think it was Toronto.
Maybe it was primarily Chicago, because there are no underground highways here in New York.
Yeah, but I think some was either in Toronto or Vancouver as well, if I'm not mistaken. But that's besides the point. But like I said, like, they shot so much of it in one main city in those first two. Why they decided to do that, I don't know. But again, it's you can get past that, man. Come on, you can get past it.
It's just
it's supposed
my OCD.
But,
some of the editing
didn't bother me at all, because I'm not from those
production
areas,
design is a pretty big thing when it comes
there are
to
some fight scenes
trilogy
where you just see like henchmen in the background, like just waiting to fight. Like,
that's all of them. That's all three of them.
Yeah, it's
you
all
could
of them.
totally pull that clip up, couldn't we, Paul?
Which one?
Where Batman and Catwoman
rooftop
are back-to-back,
fight scene. Dark Knight Rises.
Oh yeah, that one with Catwoman. That is so bad.
That's probably.
Can we do a little reation here?
That's probably
Can we
the worst
pull that
of
in
it.
here?
Oh, it's been years since I've seen this.
Oh man, I forgot about that. Jeez.
Yeah, it's a little rough.
Yeah.
I wasn't super thrilled with the chick, Anne Hathaway. As Catwoman.
She was okay.
Wait, which?
She just wasn't convincing to me at all.
Shoot me the link, and I'll try to pull it up.
Okay.
Let's see.
Slav, if I knew you were going to be here, I would have prepared.
If I knew that you were going to be here, I should have known you were going to be here.
I'm always here.
Surprise guest. Slav, have you seen Beetlejuice 2 yet?
I have not. I want to see it. I just haven't got a chance. My son did. He went and saw it, but that does to me no good.
we spent the first 30 minutes just talking about that, so.
I had you guys on. I heard you talking about it, and then I heard you talking. I heard you talking a little bit about Terminator while I was putting my daughter to bed.
Yeah, me and Sin both enjoyed it. Did you watch Terminator Zero?
No. That's on hopefully this weekend. That's on my to-do list because it isn't very long, isn't it?
No.
Just 6 episodes. No, yeah. That's right. 8 episodes, about 30 minutes apiece, so 4 hours.
4 hours, yeah.
Is it a limited series? Like there's just like a one and done series?
I do not know if they're gonna. I haven't heard anything about them coming back.
Most Netflix shows are limited series because they tend to cancel shit on cliffhangers.
I mean, it doesn't end on a cliffhanger. So
no, it doesn't.
There is a resolution to this storyline, but I mean, I don't know if they have plans to continue.
I'm just bitching and moaning about Netflix canceling Messiah because like that show was fucking awesome. I don't know if you
watched that.
Oh, it's so fucking good. Oh my god.
Did that end on a cliffhanger?
Total cliffhanger. Oh. Like, is he Jesus or is he not Jesus? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like really, like
it's left up to interpretation, man.
Sure. Let's see.
It's all about faith.
Right. Well, I mean, it's I don't know who was bitching about but somebody bitched and complained about about that show, and Netflix had to cancel it. But it was like the acting was really good. Michelle Moynihan, the guy that played the Messiah, Jesus, whatever, all phenomenal. Then who was oh, he's been in a bunch. Who was the best friend in My Best Friend's Wedding? What the fuck is that guy's name?
Dylan McDermott.
No, not Dylan McDermott.
Julia Roberts.
Rupert Everett.
No, hold on. This is gonna bother me. Let's see.
The other guy.
Pretty sure it's
Rooney.
Oh, Dylan Mulrooney.
Yeah. So,
I totally did the thing.
You
I
used the wrong
totally did the
name.
thing. No, people confuse Dylan McDermott with Dermot Mulroney all the time.
And their face it's the names. It's not even the faces because they don't even look the same. But I do that too.
They have the same coloring.
They just have brown hair, but
color.
so does most people. So do most people in the world.
Let's see. I'm going to
Still looking?
No, I am. I just this is good. I've never actually tried doing this.
This is the
Sherry.
first for Thirsty Thursday.
Yeah.
We can do a reaction video.
So, and I'm gonna have to just because I don't think I can play it without incurring the copyright. Can I?
You don't really need to have sound.
Yeah.
So we just need to watch it, and because we're gonna be talking over it, so
yeah,
I think it should be fine.
All right, let's see what this looks like. Even
if it's in a separate window, right?
I don't even know if it's like showing
You have to
up.
present.
Did I?
Tab?
Let's see.
Maybe?
My stop screen share. I got to check on my secondary device here. No, I don't think it's sharing. What the fuck?
Can one of the participants share?
Yeah, let's see if one of you guys can. Let me stop screen share.
I'll just start playing it on my phone and do this.
Yeah, let me see. No, hold on. We should be able to do this. Screen share, view tab. Yeah, it's not sharing. What the hell?
I like Megan's comment there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we're always a mess here. Yeah, it's stupid, EV Mux. I should just use StreamYard
No, StreamYard's price jumped up $20. I reached out to them in 3 different ways to say, did your price really jump up $20 and you not tell anybody? Nobody's ever responded to me.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we were talking about that.
I jumped ship. I went over to Restream, and they have most of the same things that StreamYard has, and it's $20 a month, and I'm happy with it. Like, I used it for the first time last night, and it worked pretty well.
Does StreamYard still have a free version though?
They may, but it has their
logo
in it.
Has their logo. We got my son and I purchased a subscription together because we share it. It's like some sort of, it was a weird, it's this weird mixture between like the free version and one of the paid versions, and it's like we can put our logo, but they also have their logo, which I don't care. I'm fine with that. That doesn't bother me, especially because the price made it worth it. And then they send us this message saying there's all these upgrades and changes they're making, and that normally would make it be like $40-some a month. And I'm like, well, screw that. I'm not gonna keep this subscription if it's gonna cost that much, because right now we're just paying, it's like $99 for the whole year, which is good. But then they said, but because you've been a customer so long, we'll let you keep the same price. Okay. So
how merciful.
And these upgrades that they have, I don't even care. Like, I don't care about 4K stuff. So they're not really upgrades to me. But whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I don't shoot in 4K, 1080p at most.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too. It's like they want me to, they're like, hey, it's 4K and this and that. I'm like, I don't care about this stuff. Like,
yeah. Me either.
Yeah, so I can't figure it out, guys. It just was not sharing. But for next time, I will definitely get it ironed out. so we can watch YouTube videos.
If I give it a one go, maybe I can screen share.
Let's see.
You want to try?
I'll do it real quick. Yeah. Do you hear it?
Nope.
Don't hear anything.
No. Okay.
All right. Yeah, I'll figure it out next time. Yeah.
There's another streaming software called Melon or something. Have you guys
heard of that one?
Yeah, I never tried it either.
Bobby, what do you stream with?
Okay. Yeah. We'll figure that out next time because I think the permissions are asking me to quit Chrome, and that's what I'm gonna see you guys. No. So yeah. Anyway, there's a scene in The Dark Knight Rises where stuntmen in a wide shot just fall backward without anyone hitting them.
Oh,
so
I don't think I noticed that.
We will bring receipts next time.
It's the same stunt coordinator for The Last Jedi.
Oh, makes
Really?
total sense.
So, as bad as Last Jedi was, the stunt coordinator for The Acolyte was probably even worse.
Yeah, they have to have a intimacy coordinator on there and coinciding with that.
I thought
that's where the $180 million went.
Yeah,
I thought this was going to be Acolyte free.
That shit is prevalent, by the way, even into the indie scene. Back in 2020, I shot a short film, and I was casting it online. One of the actors that I was talking with asked me if there's going to be an intimacy coordinator because there was one kiss in the script between two characters.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I never even heard of an intimacy coordinator. Until very
just the
recently.
kiss?
So hold up. People don't have the balls to just like kiss on screen?
Was it a passionate or was it just a peck? Like what?
Peck, pretty much. Yeah.
Really? And they needed an intimacy coordinator. That's crazy.
Coordinator for that. And they wanted to know if there were COVID restrictions as well. So,
oh, joy.
I just said no. This is going to be a normal production.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of movie productions actually got screwed because of all that.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody went apeshit over what essentially amounts to a cold.
Watch out for Tom Cruise, though.
Yeah, Mission 7 ballooned to an extraordinary amount of money. That budget.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is the other one ever going to come out?
Next year.
Next summer, I think.
Dead Reckoning 2?
Well, it's not called that anymore.
Yeah, they changed the name.
Why?
Whatever. Well, I explained it in my review before they actually changed it. I just have to because it's interesting. I said I'm going to plug my own video because I said something in my review where I said, "What is the deal with the part one and extend? It's a very long title. Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. It's just mouthful." I said, "Get rid of Part 1 and just call it Dead Reckoning and then call the next one something else." Cut to a few months later, they fucking did that.
It's all because of you, man.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the pulse. My finger was on the pulse in terms of this isn't working. You know,
right? Yeah. That was mostly due to COVID, though, right?
The ballooning.
Yeah,
because they had to shut down. I listened to interviews with Christopher McHugh. And said 3 or 4 times they had to shut down, move companies, the company meaning the production, and it was crazy. McHugh likes to say that it was a boon to the production because he could write more.
Yeah.
I can't speak on that because I wasn't there. I mean, what did he have instead of this and yada yada.
Yeah.
But I know that for me, Mission 7 was problematic in the way of some of those, not necessarily expository scenes. It's a mixture of that, but also character development went on a little bit too long. There's the governmental scene in the beginning talking about how
scene?
That's definitely exposition right there.
Yeah.
Talking about the lethality of the AI. And there are multiple government officials that are pinging to one another, trading off exposition as if it were rehearsed.
Yeah, we hit that scene pretty hard in our review.
Yeah, I compared it to a scene from a Neil Breen movie.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
That
I don't know
movie-
what Macquarie
that movie
was
had the
thinking with that.
misfortune of coming out 1 week before Barbie and Oppenheimer.
That's right.
So it had a massive drop off, which was unfortunate because it was overall it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
It was a fun film. I really enjoyed it. It's not the best of the franchise. It definitely
No.
has its problems, but
Yeah.
it got me excited for the next one. The thing with that series is it always leaves you wanting the next one. I think that's all it needs to do, in my opinion.
Well, the main thing I remember from that one is it left me wanting the death of Haley Atwell's character. Really bad.
What?
What happened?
I
She
did
was one of the best
not
parts of
like
the
her
movie.
character at all.
Oh, so you didn't watch my review? I think she should have gotten an Oscar nomination for that performance.
I hated her so much.
She
I
was
hated
amazing.
her character because number one, there was nothing about her that made his attachment to her make any sense.
Yeah.
Why he was he was going out of his way to do these things for her. It's like, what?
I know a little bit.
Well, her because her, right?
Because he
But it
has
was stupid.
because he has a history with thieves. MI2.
Aha!
Oh, I try to forget MI2 happened. I don't
Why?
count that one.
He
Oh,
fell
that
in
was a
love with
shitty
a
movie.
thief in the second
Come
movie.
on. It's a John Woo film.
Oh,
Enjoy
that
the
was
John Woo-ness.
Oh no,
Enjoy
I
the
couldn't.
John Woo-ness.
It was too over the top. I hate that movie with a passion. That one almost ruined the whole franchise
I'm
for
with
me. And then
Sid on
MI3
this.
came
And if
out.
it wasn't for that movie, we wouldn't have Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. Don't forget that.
That's
That's
true.
true.
That's true.
I can give it props. I still hate
So
the
your
film.
MI2
It's still
was a good
terrible.
movie.
No, it's a terrible movie, but it served a purpose.
Yeah, because
It's
of
so
what it did.
different than MI1. I couldn't get on board with it. Matt likes
Yeah,
it.
it was
though.
it was awful.
But he understands
It
why
was-
people don't like it.
The
I
suspension
absolutely
of
hate
disbelief
MI2.
that you
I'm
had
going
to
to
keep
pocket
having,
that
I just,
for
no.
future
No.
streams.
Yeah.
And there was a bit too much of that going on in 7 as well.
Of what?
Like so like obviously the stunts are just crazy, but in a weird sort of way you could see that potentially it could happen, but in 7 it's like no.
Well,
there were too many
the
times
thing
when it was
about Mission Impossible 2, a lot of the stunts felt like
in Mission Impossible
buddies
2
fucking
also,
around in the backyard just filming each other.
that was an
It's
issue as
John
well.
Woo. You just accept it's a
Yeah.
John Woo film. That's
Just punching each other and
But can
realizing
you-
they could film at a high frame rate and then slow it down in
I just can't
post-production.
accept that that's the follow-up to MI1.
To the first one,
a
yeah.
Brian De
Yeah,
Palma
yeah.
film where everything is very grounded. I mean, even
Yeah.
like, yes, you got the crazy train
Very
scene at
tight
the end,
script.
very
but
tight.
the
Yep.
script is tight. That guy doesn't
Intelligent,
shoot a
yeah.
gun. He doesn't shoot a gun once in the first film.
Right.
In the
Nobody
second film,
killed.
he's flying around, like spinning around,
And
gun
able
shooting
to
everywhere.
like
It's just
make
it's so
masks
different.
like this on just turn around on a dime, and all of a sudden he's got a new disguise that he's been able to just magically
it
create.
elevated
like that.
the series
No,
to
no,
a
no,
point
no.
of like absurdity, and
Yeah,
I just I never got over it.
My favorite part is when
Didn't like
he
that.
tells Luther to go pick up Naya. Go and get her right now. And then he takes his earpiece, throws it away, and then he's got his, pistols with him, and he does this. Bam, 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 bam.
I didn't remember that part.
It's such cheeseball action.
Yeah, it was
I
too
mean,
much. It was too much.
There's some charm to it, but objectively speaking, it is not up to par with any other Mission
3
Impossible
was what
movie.
saved it for me. After
No,
3, it's
yeah.
like, okay,
3 dialed
maybe it's
it
gonna
back a
be all
little,
right.
but
Yeah.
I'm still one of those guys who I'm MI1 all the way. Like that's
Oh,
still my
MI1
favorite.
was so good.
Like,
Yeah.
it's so different than like the rest of the series, and I understand
Yep.
like the series got its groove and it's got its style now, but it's still just so different from what the
Oh,
first
100%.
film was.
Yeah.
The thing is,
You know?
as you said, Mission Impossible 3, I don't think anybody can top Philip Seymour Hoffman, though, as the
Oh,
villain
yeah.
for it, though. I mean,
No,
he
he's
was
great.
I'm
he
right
was
there with you.
phenomenal.
He was
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
good.
He's the best villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a fantastic actor. I remember for one of my sister's birthdays, I bought her tickets to a play to see Death of a Salesman. And Philip Seymour Hoffman played the father opposite the guy that played the son was Andrew Garfield, and the both of them were so good together. So yeah, like I agree on MI3 with Hoffman's character being pretty awesome. Like probably one of the better villains of the entire series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was really good.
And and the other thing that bothered me with MI2 was the climbing scene where where he's like free soloing. And I did a little bit of climbing before I tore my
totally
ACL.
real. Totally real.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, dude, I tore my ACL climbing in a climbing gym in Queens. Like, the fact that he was free soloing up, some random cliff head in Utah, like, there's so many bad climbing scenes. Like the only good climbing movie is Free Solo, because then you have movies like Cliffhanger.
Well, Cliffhanger is amazing.
Ridiculous.
Okay.
I'll
die on that hill. Cliffhanger.
Future hard cut episode.
Oh yeah. I will die.
No, don't get me wrong. The movie's entertaining, but the climbing stuff in Cliffhanger is completely retarded.
Of course it is. That's why it's great. Well, you're not a Vertical Limit fan?
I actually think, I like that movie actually. Vertical Limit.
Which one?
I haven't seen it.
I do.
Yeah.
That
You wanna see
sequence
some
with
ridiculous
Chris
climbing.
Okay. Oh yeah. I agree with you. The CGI at the beginning is but I always remember it's so fucking epic. Even when I last saw it, when Chris O'Donnell has to jump this it's massive gap between mountain peaks essentially. It's ridiculous, but the combination of the buildup, the score, and this trepidatious and it's just it's undertone, and as it builds, and Chris O'Donnell likes to do this in his acting. Okay, he's building up to that as he's running, and then they do it. He jumps off that cliff. Complete silence as he's like, and the score is just. It's like a fucking out of the trailer. I'm getting chills talking about it. It's just fucking cool. I love that scene. Like just for that scene, I love it, and I miss those types of. Even though it came out in like 2000 or 2001, it's such a 90s moment,
All right, guys, I do got to get out of here. I'm sorry that I have to leave. I will be back. I will be for sure, but I do got to get out of here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
With receipts for Dark Knight Rises. This isn't over.
This isn't over.
Good to see you, Slav.
All right, guys.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Sierra. There we go.
Yeah, dude, like the opening scene to Cliffhanger, like that scene stuck with me. Like where
it's so dumb, dude.
Where the girl dies. Like I saw that movie when I was Go ahead. That movie came out like 92 or something.
Yeah.
I was like 10 years old when I saw that movie. I think it was like early 90s or something.
Early 90s.
It was at
pretty
least
sure.
mid to early.
Yeah, I was like
92,
10 or 12 years old, and I just remember that scene stuck with me, and I was like, "Oh, that's so brutal," whatever. Now I can understand. It's like it's not the best film, but like, what's his name? The villain,
John Lithgow.
Yes, John Lithgow is so good. He's such an asshole in it. I'll die on that hill. Cliffhanger's great.
So whenever Cliffhanger comes up, I gotta say, because I didn't see Cliffhanger before it. Ace Ventura, when Nature Calls opening, is parroting Cliffhanger, and that's what I remember.
Oh, that's right.
More so than actual Cliffhanger.
That's right. Oh man!
Hang on, little buddy. I got you. You're slipping. Well, maybe not. So that's what I remember. That parody of Cliffhanger more so than the actual opening scene of that movie.
So for some odd reason, it was showing me like nobody's watching, and it suddenly jumped to like over 30
now there's like
people.
a ton of comments all of a sudden.
Hey guys,
all of a sudden,
go and subscribe to all of our channels.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I
so
missed a comment from. Oh wait, hold on. You got to do.
We got a comment. I mean, I got to hit the super likes and super chats because this one from Deadfool, nice name for $49.99.
Wow.
Hippo characters. Thank you very much. Hippo character wearing cool sunglasses comes out of a treasure chest, tossing coins around him. I'm not sure what that's referring to, unless
explain yourself.
Help us out, man.
Help us out. But very much thank you for the nice super chat. Let's see, we got a couple more.
Megan the Texan.
Dixon Cider, roll with it. We're here for a good time. Oh, they must have jumped in when we were fucking around with the trying to play the video.
Trying to get that clip up.
Let's see.
Got to get more clips. Good attempts to find clips that we show.
Right.
Yeah. We're going to jump up the algorithm.
We got one from El Diablo for $5 Canadian. Thank you very much.
John Melendez. He's famous.
Do any of you know John Melendez? He's a famous movie star. Well,
John
you know what we can do is go on Mr. Google and see what he's been in. Oh, I think I know him.
Oh, he was on Stern.
Filmography. Here we go. So, okay. So he's actually got pretty good movies. So he's got.
Is that
Airheads.
the one was in Dude, Where's My Car?
Dude, Where's
He's
My
famous?
Car? Yep. Meet Wally Sparks, Private Parts.
Oh, famous.
Osmosis Jones. Not another movie, huh?
That was a thing.
Names.
Yeah.
John.
Not another movie.
Yeah, 2012.
But there was only one Not Another teen movie, or did they make it a series?
Oh no, not another scary movie, not another.
Wow, I did not know about this.
Yeah.
They tried to make Not Another a thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I mean, for all it's worth of this guy's filmography, Airheads was one of my favorite movies as a child. So
Airheads is great.
Yeah. Thank you, El Diablo, for the very, very kind super chat. Let's see. Do we have any other ones? I don't want to miss any because that's pretty fucking awesome that you guys are doing the super chats for us. FKA, the Ghetto Baseman, for $2 says, "Who really shit in Beetlejuice's pants?" Yeah.
Okay.
The original one or in the sequel? They're kind of blending together for me since I saw them back to back.
I don't recall
him shedding his pants.
Yeah.
Maybe something for the third movie, which did you guys think that Beetlejuice 2 set up another sequel? Like I came away from it.
I mean, you can just keep doing. I mean, he's just dead. They can just keep bringing him back. It doesn't matter who keeps bringing him back.
Yeah. Hold on a second. He died the same way that he did in the first one with the fucking sandworm.
No. The sandworm takes out Monica Bellucci and Justin Theroux.
Yeah, I forgot. How did he die?
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
they just say his name and he explodes.
He explodes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a balloon.
He just goes back to the afterlife.
Yeah, I was thinking about the first one.
Nice. Yeah.
Yes, the sandworm takes him out in the first one.
Yeah.
Gina Davis comes riding in from Saturn on the sandworm, which you know.
You mean the moon?
Another thing that got trimmed from our review was that when Alec Baldwin goes to Saturn, he's there for like 5 seconds, and when she pulls him back in, he's been gone for hours. So the time passage thing, like they're loose with that. They're even loose with that in the first one when she goes to Saturn and just comes back on the worm in real time. They just drop that time passage thing. Because like when they're in the afterlife in the first movie, like months go by. Okay.
Someone said spoiler alert.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
spoiler alert.
Okay,
yes, very much.
We've been talking about this for an hour and a half now. Come on.
Yeah. Welcome to the chat.
Welcome to the
Although
chat.
we haven't been seeing a lot of this.
Glad to have you.
All of a sudden, this chat just exploded.
Yeah, it's exploded. Because I
Go and subscribe to all of our channels, everyone.
40 people are watching. So
Are you streaming on Twitter too?
I'm streaming on Twitter, Rumble, and YouTube with the most.
On Twitter, probably.
No, right? YouTube actually.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
So we got another one from ISO for $2 Canadian. Thank you very much. Drop all your links. We sub. Thank you very much, ISO. Very
much
kind
appreciated.
I don't know if I can drop links in the chat.
Aren't they in the description?
They're in the description. Yeah, they're in the
yeah.
description. Please go subscribe. So, a couple of milestones. The latest, biggest milestone was Hardcut hitting 10,000 subs.
Yeah, just hit our
Congratulations.
Yay. Congrats.
That was awesome.
Well deserved.
Now, Bobby.
Yeah.
Do you think you have some gratitude you have to give towards the Crow remake?
Oh no!
For that happening?
Did that
surprisingly
did that
the
bump you
Crow
over?
2024 that blew up for us in a way that we weren't expecting.
Oh, what happened?
It just got a ton of views and pulled
ton
in
of views.
a ton of subs.
Yeah, and it's like
Nice.
because the movie fucking tanked in the box office.
Yeah.
Well, nobody saw it, but
Right. So it's almost like because you mentioned how your Hitman review didn't have a lot of
the movie
views.
that everybody saw because it was the #1 movie in the world on Netflix.
Well, there you
But
go. So there's that
review. We didn't even break 1,000 views on that review.
So
nobody gave a shit.
That's weird.
That's
yeah.
where you're.
Yeah.
So you were wondering or possibly anticipating, are we going to have another Hitman performance here?
Well, maybe, but I think the less people see the movie, the more they're likely to watch our review on it.
Well,
So,
probably because
Yeah.
like I'll do that too. If there's a movie that I'm not going to watch, I'll watch reviews of it.
yeah.
So it might be people who are just interested to find out about the movie, but they don't want to take the time to watch it. So they
That's fair.
go
But
to those reviews.
yeah, ended up blowing up like in the first 24 hours. We
Nice.
I think we pulled like 1,000 subs from that in like 48 hours.
Amazing.
So that was
Wow, that's
that put us
awesome.
over the edge. That was great. And then we've just
Wow.
been riding that momentum since Alien
That's
Romulus
exciting.
into Crow and then now into Beetlejuice 2, which is off to a good start for us.
Yeah. Hardcut reviews for everybody that's unfamiliar because we are missing half of Hardcut.
Yes, we're just half tonight.
Yeah, we're just half. Matt's
You don't
out.
have the
Matt
cool
is not
studio
here.
that
He
they
is,
sit in with their little cozy room and
Yeah,
everything.
you guys are missing out.
Yeah, you guys, everyone in the chat, go
you
check
dear
out
viewers.
Hardcut's channel because they have the most beautiful YouTube set on YouTube.
Oh, 100%. It's
Yeah.
so nice. It's so cozy.
It's inviting and warm.
It is. I
Yeah,
love
like
it.
us.
Inviting and warm, yeah.
like Matt and I.
Especially watch their reviews when the girls are on.
Oh my God, I
I
love the
created a
girls.
separate playlist for the girls. So.
Dude,
Oh, you have to.
when
Yeah,
are they coming back?
Oh, they'll be back. Don't worry. They only come back for very special occasions, okay? They'll be back. I know how much you like the girls, Kyle, so they'll be back. They'll be back.
And another milestone, semi-recent, at least a few live streams ago, Kyle hit 1,000 subs. So
Yes.
congratulations to Kyle.
Thank you.
His
Nice.
reviews, your Alien Covenant review was actually pretty fucking awesome, I must say. Romulus, yeah, sorry.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Well, that goes to show that these fucking alien movies are just blending together.
Well, they are. All right, so we got another super chat from Slapjaw Timothy Smallwood for $1.99. Thank you. Have you guys seen Levy Goes to Turkey? So I tried Googling this and I was not able to find it. Quotation marks, nothing. Like, yeah,
Is
I
it
can't
Bob
find
Levy
it.
goes to Turkey?
Bob? Let's see.
Well, I've
Is
seen a
it-
lot of Bob Levy in the chat.
Oh, Bob Levy, Thanksgiving. Beetlejuice and Bob Levy. Thanksgiving, Bob Levy in the studio.
Is it Levi?
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 Levy?
Levi.
Levy? Could be any of those.
Huh, interesting. No,
Yeah, I'm looking it up too. I don't see anything.
I don't see anything. But drop it in the chat and let's see if, we can
Are you
find
from
it.
an alternate universe, man?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, they all kind of showed up at the same time, right?
The chat from an alternate universe.
Playing
I
catch
mean,
up here.
speaking of alternate universe, we got a super chat from JFK Head Chunk. I'm gay, and I think Kyle's shirt could be tighter.
Okay.
Okay.
I know. The body of it is so loose. I mean, yeah, the arms are pretty tight. But you
It's
know,
looking pretty fit. I don't know.
Look at how much loose.
Oh
it is.
yeah, pretty loose.
See that? Yeah.
Well, thank you, JFK Head Chunk. Let's see if we have any more.
I feel like I was just on OnlyFans or something.
Yeah, you were. Okay, so we got another one. Uncle Jack for $1.99. Thank you. Can you comp my IMDb? IMDb Pro? Is that what he's talking about?
What kind of questions?
Or
are
his
these?
IMDb page. What?
I mean, yeah, drop it again in the chat.
I'm feeling like some of these
We'll
are
shout
bots,
out your
but I didn't know
IMDb page,
bots could
sure,
do
yeah.
super chats.
Yeah.
What the heck?
I mean, fine with me, you know. Let's see what we got here. We got another one. Oh my
This
god!
chat's
Wow.
out of control here.
Yeah. So El Diablo, he's a drunk now, and his kids hate him. Life is rough
Oh,
sometimes.
talking about that guy.
Talking about Bob Levy still?
No, the famous actor. He asked if we knew.
Oh, Menendez or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that sucks. I guess he didn't get canceled like Jeffrey Jones did.
Well, again,
Thank you, El Diablo.
Jeffrey
Shit.
Jones' cancellation was warranted.
We got another one. Jesus, this is like really blowing up here.
This is weird.
Guillermo Handyman to the stars.
Did
Is this the
someone like
Coldplay
send a whole
circle
bunch
jerk?
of like? Did
Sorry, I'm late.
Badger and Drinker send like a whole bunch of people over here or something? Is this like? A
Hey,
raid?
that's a thought actually. What
I'm
if
just
Badger? Because we talked to Badger, like you said. Hey, if it comes up organically, he said he would
like
give us
because
the
you
plug.
said all of a sudden there was this influx, and then there's all these crazy, super
Crazy, yeah. I mean, Coldplay circle jerk. I mean, I don't know. I don't mind Coldplay. It's pretty enjoyable.
I don't recall us mentioning Coldplay.
Coldplay. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know where this is all coming from.
I am curious.
I mean, we're going to talk about music now instead of movies. Now you're going to have to change your background to CD covers.
CD covers.
I just dated myself when I just said CDs.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got another one from Stut Joe 69. Definitely sounds like a bot, but thank you very much for $2.
Yeah, like what?
Vince
This is
the
weird.
lawyer
Watch YouTube
ruled
go
the
through and just like
Calvert.
take away all of these from you.
I mean,
after
yeah,
a while.
probably. I mean, we must be cross-listed with somebody else or something.
Something must have happened here.
Yeah, this is highly
Hey,
unusual.
go with it. Just go with it.
I mean, they are relevant. It's Kyle's shirt from the Rob.
I'll have to check out Rob Saul. You know, does he have anything good?
Let's see if there's any other super chats. There's
Keep sending them.
just a regular one. What do you guys think of the sandworm hack of the dolly that took out that bridge? And what the fuck? I have no idea.
I think talking about the bridge in Baltimore that the
But a sandworm
thing ran into and made the bridge collapse. That was months ago. I have no idea.
Let's see.
I'm going through some of these super chats.
I mean, it's
These
just
are great.
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, they just keep going.
Just keep.
What is up?
I mean,
you guys so perplexed by this.
I mean, Kyle seems to have a lot of gay fans.
Guys, it's the shirt, okay?
Kyle's
The
a
shirt.
good-looking guy, okay?
All right. The question is, why didn't it take off for my Alien Romulus video? Because I was wearing the
Watch his
same
Alien
shirt.
Romulus video.
Okay,
Go
so we
check
got
out Kyle's Alien Romulus review and
Talk about the
blow up
movie.
blow up the comment section about his good looks.
Not just the fucking shirt.
And his tight shirts.
Well,
it's not that tight, see?
so we got
where it matters. That's where
Guillermo
it
the
matters.
Handyman to the stars. Another $2. I think Kyle hooked up with JWoww on Jersey Shore.
What is she, like 50 now?
Yeah, I mean, so wait a minute. I have a fucking great story about JWoww.
Who is this? Because I don't watch Jersey Shore. Who is this?
One of the characters on the
Okay.
on the tour. My college roommate Matt, he lives down the shore in New Jersey, and way back when, before the show even started, JWoww actually lived in the same house as my college roommate. She was there for a few months until she got cast, and then she left, obviously. But that was actually little celebrity shout out.
How much do they really get paid? Is the question, especially back then.
Probably not much.
All right. She got to move out though.
Oh, Kyle, I think you got a lot of fans here. So we got another one from Wasa Bista for
what the heck?
Is that yen?
200 yen.
That's yen.
I hope it's yen and not yuan.
Canadian
but
yen.
yeah, so Kyle is way more good looking than Bob Levy. Okay, you got some fans, Kyle.
Paul, I think you're now gonna have to be instituted as my pimp. So where's my cut?
Let's see what other ones, because these are actually pretty fucking funny.
Paul, I'm gonna step away for 2 seconds. I hear my daughter crying. I'm gonna go see her real quick.
All right, we're actually all caught up anyway. So those are actually pretty.
That was interesting.
They just pop out of nowhere.
What if after Bobby leaves, it all just goes away, and then the twist is it wasn't me, it was Bobby.
It was him.
Right.
Honestly, no. There's probably we advertised it in hashtags. That could be a thing. Again, maybe an organic mention happened in another live stream.
Yeah, I mean, it popped out. Let's see. So
if you're a big Kyle fan, then you'd go subscribe, wouldn't you?
So just since the stream started, I gained 10 subs somehow.
Wow.
Pretty fucking great. Cool. If anybody's watching, thank you for subbing. Gay Dabbler says it's real money. I know yen are real currency.
Oh, we've had multiple different currencies happen.
Yeah, Canada
Canadian.
Yen.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it's yen, like Japanese yen, and not yuan, because the exchange rate's a lot better for 200 yen.
Oh, that was something.
Oh man, Kyle, you got fans. I think it's all you. Gabe
also staying for
Kyle. Another one.
Boy, the interest.
I'm a big Kyle fan. Amazing. I mean, I don't know where all this came from. Yeah, our watch went up as high as almost 50, and Kyle's married.
Let everybody
Sorry,
know.
guys.
Let everybody know. Paul, did you happen to go see the mystery movie on Monday at all?
I didn't, because I was going to, had you guys streamed right on Monday.
Right. That's the initial plan, but then I got invited to go on the Terminator watch, the Paul oh my gosh, choice panel. They were watching Terminator and Terminator 2, and he invited me, so I was going to go, but you know what happened? My internet was down all day. I could never even join the stream. I missed it. I was so bummed, because I'd really been looking forward to watching those movies and gabbing about them the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually kind of glad, because like every night for a while has been like filled with stuff to do, and I was like, all right, mystery movie night, fine, I'll do this, and then I realized it's like, oh no, it's not streaming right then and there.
Yeah, we did it Tuesday,
and so I'm like, it was a sigh of relief, because it was my only free night in I don't know how long. So I was just like, I'm going to do a little reading. I'm going to do a little watching. I'm actually rewatching Prison Break.
Oh,
did that go 10 seasons or something like that?
No. So we went 5, and then it had a movie, like a made-for-TV movie, and then like some sort of revival season. But it like after the second season, it just dropped off hard. Where like season 3, spoiler alert, they go back to a prison, and then season 4 just completely flies off the rails. It's so weird.
Okay, everyone, we have to be quiet, okay? Because Bobby's Oh,
my God.
Hey, baby hard cut.
Did you wake her up with all the noise we were making?
No.
that is a healthy head of hair, man.
I
That's
know.
Yeah.
Look at
she's
her
giving
tiny
Surrey
hair.
Cruz a run for her money when they took the
Oh,
pictures
she
of her.
looks so scared. She looks like, what is happening?
This? What is this?
Hey.
Who's that? Who are all these
She
people?
looks so confused.
She does look so
what
confused.
She looks like she's gonna cry.
She's like,
Don't cry, baby.
Is this her
It's
first
okay.
baby live?
this is the first live.
Oh my god! Well, I mean,
She looks like she is about to burst into tears.
No, she's not. She's not gonna cry.
It's so close. No, you're right. Sid, I'm trying to prevent that
Yeah.
by letting her know we're friendly. We come in peace.
Here we
Right.
come in peace.
She's just like,
She's like, too many
So-
vases.
It can be overwhelming, yeah.
Megan the Texan says, "Oh, she's so cute."
very overwhelming.
What's her name?
Her name's Kiara.
Kiara. Very cute name.
She is going to cry. I swear. She is right on the edge. How old is
No,
she?
she's not gonna cry.
She just looks.
Yeah, she's 6 months old.
Oh my
Aw,
gosh.
wow.
Aw.
Yeah.
Hey.
We gotta start winding down though. It's getting late.
Yeah, what is she still doing up? Or
She
like,
goes
is
to
it
bed around 9.
between naps?
Yeah.
Aw, so cute.
Babies are going to be chaotic with their sleeping schedules.
What's your
for a
time
period of
zone?
time.
I don't remember.
Central time.
Oh, so you're like 1
Yeah,
hour. So
we're in
7:40
Oh,
something for
okay.
you.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's 7:45 right now.
Ah, okay. That makes more sense. 8 o'clock. Because I was like,
Yeah.
that kid's staying up like a lot.
Oh my gosh, she seriously
she's
is
just
going to cry.
she's just like looking at everything like the screen.
She's just like on the cusp.
She's so sad that you're not on the set of Hard Cut.
Yeah. No, we haven't brought her on the set yet.
You should actually bring her with the girls. Because it would be all 3 girls.
Yeah. We'll have her on with the girls.
But she'll start crying.
Yeah, she might. She might with the wigs.
Oh, this is a good question.
Yeah,
Bobby. Megan the Texan says, "What is the first movie you will
What
have
is
her
the
watch?"
first movie we will have her watch.
Very good question.
Ooh, I don't know. That is
Come
a good
on.
question. Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
No,
I have no idea.
keeping it Tim Burton.
We haven't thought about that yet. But, we'll figure it out.
Trying to limit the screen time, huh?
Oh, no screen time for her. This is the most screen time she's had all week.
Oh wow.
No screen time.
No wonder
Great.
she's so confused
Yeah,
and
she's like, what the hell am I
astounded at what she's looking at.
looking at? Oh, you want to go to mommy? Okay. Oh,
Oh,
she's
Yeah, yeah.
excited.
Gotta
All
smile.
right,
all over.
I hijacked the stream too much.
Aw.
No, you're fine.
Bye, baby.
Bye, baby.
That face. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we must have gotten a shout out from somebody that it just completely blew up, because the drinkers stream ended like before I started mine. I think he ended at around like 6:30, 6:40 Eastern, and
Well, that's weird.
yeah, I don't know where that came from. I don't know if somebody like reposted me. I mean, I keep adding Elon Musk on all my tweets, or a lot of my tweets,
Yeah.
so that maybe I hit the lottery
he'll
and he
notice
like
you.
reposts my shit.
So did my fans bow out?
Haven't seen any
No.
more thirsting over Kyle.
The
What's going on?
The Kyle fan club is.
Yeah, Bobby, you
gone to
missed
bed.
some of the OnlyFans chatter.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was quite interesting, and I mean I don't know, I made out like a bandit here.
Did pretty good.
Even though YouTube takes their 30% cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, I was like, oh my God. I remember my very first super chat. It was like $10. And all of a sudden I get like 6. And I'm like, what the fuck? Where's my money?
YouTube takes.
That first one though, that was nice.
No, that was, yeah. Megan the Texan says, unbutton a shirt, Kyle, and they will come back.
So if I just grab a random shirt and I just unbutton it, then I can.
Yeah, there
That's
you go.
basic phrasing of what you just said.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh my
So
God.
what's coming up in terms of movies, TV shows? Because I mean,
Okay.
we're heading into fall.
I
Oh,
did
yeah.
want to mention a movie that I saw that
Oh yeah, we haven't
is a
even talked about
recommend.
that. Yeah,
Is a
Okay.
recommend. I don't recommend Beetlejuice 2. It's superfluous. Go and watch the first one. The movie that I do recommend that I saw an advanced screening of is The Killer's Game. Bobby, you should
I'm gonna
check this
see that.
out. Yes, Sin, check it out.
I want to tell you something. This is basically a remake of Killing Emmett Young, except they turned him into a hitman. That's basically what it is.
Vaguely familiar
So
with
I've
that
seen
title.
this story kind of before. But go
Mhm.
ahead. Yeah, I'm going to see it. I've already got my ticket for it.
Yeah, no, it's I mean the storyline is simple, but
Yeah.
it's attention grabbing and can yield some
Little twist
action,
on the hitman
dark
drama.
comedy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It looks like fun. Looks like fun.
Yeah, so the plot line is that an assassin.
Spoiler free, please. Since
Really?
Well, this is in the trailer.
Okay,
It
yeah,
tells
yeah.
you in
from
the trailer.
yeah,
Okay,
the
yeah, I won't spoil
synopsis.
anything.
Yeah.
All right. So Dave Bautista plays an assassin who is told that he has got a fatal disease. And so he puts a hit out on himself so that he can have the life insurance essentially go to this woman that he just fell in love with.
Mhm.
He soon after finds out that it was a misdiagnosis and they switched his vial of blood
And
with
he
someone
can't
else.
cancel the hit.
Yeah, and so there's an onslaught of different assassins that are out to get him and to cash in on this the pot of money that is out for him. The thing that is really a draw for it that was really surprising to me was that the action sequences, though they're not bombastic and don't have a huge budget behind them, they are creative with what they have at their disposal. So much so that at one point, the first really attack, I won't get into specifics so that you guys are surprised, it made me go, whoa! Like, that doesn't happen a lot.
Yeah.
Right? But
Yeah.
it surprised me. There were two instances in this scene that it was just that type of stuff. So it'll be interesting to see what you guys think of it, and I think it's worth a ticket admission.
I'm looking forward to it even more now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's hard to get a good recommendation.
So
these
Killing
days.
Emmett Young, it's basically a quieter version of this
Mhm.
movie, which I saw years ago. It has, I think it's Scott Wolf, and is it Tim Roth who plays? So same thing. He sees he's dying. He's been told he's dying. He's got cancer. He puts out a hit on himself. Then he finds out he doesn't have cancer. Then he tries to cancel the hit, but the hitman won't cancel, which is obviously very psychologically terrifying, right? And then it culminates in this. He's also a detective working on a serial killer case, which that's kind of a side thing. There's nothing really big that happens with that. But when I saw the trailer for this one, this is one of the trailers I wasn't trying to avoid. It's as soon as it's like he said, it shows he's got a terminal disease. He's going to put out a hit on himself, and I'm like, oh, he's going to find out he's not dying. He can't cancel the hit, and that's exactly. It's like, oh, this is Killing Emmett Young. But I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be. It looks like fun.
It is. If my quote were on a poster, it would just be a fun, damn good time. And it's
nice.
I'd like to think of it as Fall Guy, but an R-rated hitman version of that. It's the same tone.
I enjoyed Fall Guy a lot.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, that was entertaining. I mean, it's hard to, we are emerging from the dark age of cinema. I think
so.
I think so. Yeah, it started with Top Gun Maverick, and we've gotten more and more good movies. Still the same amount of shit movies, like High on the Rainbow meter of Hardcut's scale, but we've gotten some good ones.
Yeah, and one thing I'll say about
like all shit from let's say 2010 to 2020.
Yeah, that's when it started. The thing about Killer's Game is they don't make the female lead the love interest come in the last act of the movie and becomes a badass and starts killing with Dave Bautista. She remains a person that he needs to protect.
Oh my god, that's so misogynistic.
Right? But although I wish I could spoil something, but
don't.
I'm not.
Okay.
Because you've actually got my interest high.
I'm going to go see it on Sunday.
Okay, so let's just say she doesn't stay in the background forever, and when she does, she reacts in a way that just made me surprised of that was good. That was a good acting choice. That made sense for that character to do that. It'll make sense in the end. Yeah, you'll see.
Excellent.
Are you guys going to go see? So on Saturday, I'm going to go see. I was not planning to watch this movie, but there's an early access ticket that was available for Transformers 1, which I'd been hearing good buzz about.
I just saw the trailer. It looks fucking terrible.
But I've been hearing good things, so I don't know.
So
I decided to go see it. We'll see. If I don't like it, I'll let everybody know.
Please do.
You know I will. I'm going to go see Speak No Evil tomorrow.
I want to see that because of fucking
James McAvoy.
McAvoy, yeah.
So this is a remake of a film that came out a couple years ago. I did not watch that one.
A couple years ago.
Yep.
Yeah, 2022. It's a European film.
Yes.
So it's like Funny Games a little bit.
But like Funny Games
No
was
Evil
the
as
same
well, I think.
director, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, European movie gets remade in America, yada yada.
Yeah. It was just weird. Like Funny Games was a weird thing that like it was that director made it there and then he decided to make it here.
Hey, I think it's kind of cool. I've thought about the scenario where what if a filmmaker remade their movie like 3 times?
Yeah.
And they intentionally had to make it different each time over a period of like, this is like Richard Linklater-esque on steroids experiment. And they made it over 20, 30 years, like a new iteration. Like every 10 years, there was a new version of that movie.
Oh,
just saying, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
So didn't they do that with, God damn it, what's the name of that movie with, Lady Gaga and,
Yeah, Star is Born?
A Star is Born, yeah.
But they don't have the same filmmakers.
That one's been remade many times.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
Oh, you're saying same filmmaker.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's
same
the thing.
filmmaker
You could do this.
The same director.
Right. You could do this in a nutshell with short films.
Yeah.
You could. You could have and famous filmmakers do that. They make short films occasionally.
Right. And then they make like Lights Out was originally a short film. Yeah. And I don't remember if the guy who directed it did the
He did the feature.
That was I really enjoyed that.
That was a great example of like a guy makes a really good short and then gets to do the feature.
Yeah. It was good. That was
Whiplash is another.
Yeah, Whiplash, yeah. Same actor too. You got J.K. Simmons was in the short, right?
He was, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I did not realize that was a short.
Yeah.
A movie that I recently saw that I wanted to recommend was the Mystery Monday movie, Paul.
Okay.
It was called when I saw the trailer for it, I decided absolutely not.
Yeah.
But then I saw the movie and I was like, I love this movie. This is very good. It was called My Old Ass with Aubrey Plaza. And I can't remember the girl.
I saw the trailer.
Have you seen the trailer?
It didn't pique my interest.
Yes.
I thought the concept was interesting, but the trailer fizzled out for me. But I'm interested to see what you think.
That's exactly what I thought. And Deleted and I both saw it, and then we talked about it on Tuesday. I went into the movie when it was revealed that that's what it was. It was one of the, just like with Bike Riders and Sing Sing, except even more so. It was like, oh gosh, I'm gonna hate this.
Even Bike Riders, interesting.
It was like it was one like I have been so lucky. The past 3 mystery movies, Bike Riders, Sing Sing, and now this one, have been movies that I went in. Like Bike Riders was like, but then I was like, wow, I really like it. Sing Sing was like, no, because I don't like prison movies, but I loved it. This one, same thing. No, I don't know. I was like, holy shit, this movie's so good because it does something that I did not expect it to do in the writing. And
give a little bit of spoilers. Why not? I mean, like whet the appetite.
Well, let's just say that it doesn't crap all over heterosexual pairings.
Okay. Can you give a plot line?
This chick, she is getting ready to leave her sweet little community where she lives. Like her family has a cranberry farm, and it's a lovely, gorgeous place, like on the lake. And she kind of takes it all for granted. She wants to go off and have fun. This is a boring place where she lives. She can't wait to get to the big city and blah blah blah. And she's gay and she's making out with this girl, and then she goes off on her birthday and she gets high with her friends on shrooms. Kind of just completely brushes off her family,
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
So it's like, okay, well, she's
It
like one of
piqued
these.
my interest.
Yeah, she's like one of these young dumb kids that kind of
So
takes her
shrooms.
family. Yeah, she gets.
I thought it would have you at lesbian makeout session.
I mean, that too, but
the
like,
lesbian makeout session happened like within the first like 5 minutes or less, and I'm like,
So that's that clip I
okay.
saw in the trailer. Okay.
Well,
go
that
ahead.
was like a later makeout session because it shows her making out twice. So it was like, okay, it's going to be that kind of film. All right.
Right. It
And
does sound like
I didn't like her character at first because she was very like just, she didn't, her family, she wants to be with her friends. She wants to, blah, blah, blah. And then she gets high on shrooms and Aubrey Plaza shows up, and Aubrey Plaza is her 39-year-old self. It's her future self. So she's talking to herself, and just like she's high, that's her trip.
Amazing.
But then later she can still communicate with her even when she's not high anymore. They never explain the mechanics of this. That is not
I can
important.
explain the mechanics of this.
Well,
residual highs.
Residual
well, like,
drift.
she's in her cell phone and she has conversations with her on her cell phone. So it's like, it's like, okay, how is this supposed to work? But then in the end, it's like, it doesn't matter because that's not the point. The point is her older self teaching her younger self important lessons. And there is a guy she tells her younger self to avoid. His name is Chad. So she's like, why? What's wrong with Chad? Well, she meets Chad and she spends most of the movie trying to avoid him. And she ultimately can't. And she comes to realization about some things about herself. And then she has some nice things to teach older version of herself. It's just very sweet and was not at all what I was expecting. And I was like, wow, they actually, they didn't crap all over, straight romantic feelings that people can have for each other.
What does that mean? Does it mean they're not focused on it? It's just they don't acknowledge it, or
no? It is kind of a focus, but like she starts off thinking she's gay, right?
Okay,
she's making out with these women, and then Chad comes along, and things start to feel a little bit more complicated.
His name is literally Chad.
In the movie. I know.
Chad shows up in.
The screenwriter thought they were being really clever, and they didn't take the notes from the producer to say, "Hey, you should probably change his name."
Well,
let's. It's funny.
The person who wrote it is the same person who directed it.
Okay.
I can't Megan something. Anyway, and it's also just kind of like life lesson sort of things, appreciating the small things, not taking those you love for granted. You never know, like at one point she finds out that this place that's her home, maybe it's not going to be her home anymore. And that really affects her. Well, I always thought it was going to be here. She was so busy wanting to get away from it that the thought of it not being there anymore profoundly affected her. So I liked the evolution of her character. Was very impressed with that.
In comparison to another feel-good mystery movie, Ezra, what did you think?
Ezra was really good because I appreciated the positive messaging about father-son relationships.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like very similar, except this one probably got me a little bit harder in the feels.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually got teary during some.
Interesting. And for everybody listening, I wholeheartedly endorse Finn's recommendation.
You always remind me of this, and now I'm just like dreading the moment you're going to watch something and utterly hate it.
Well, I mean, so far you've got a perfect record, like Skynet,
Sin, I have a question about My Old Ass, the movie.
Yeah.
So, is the character of Aubrey Plaza legit, or is it ambiguous as to whether she's a hallucination?
I don't really know, and you don't really care. No.
I would care because I would need to
you,
know if the information she's
someone sees her.
she's giving the main character, if it's
It's
worthwhile.
legit. The information she's given the main character is legit, and someone sees her besides the main character.
Okay.
So it's not a figment of her imagination. But it's like, but like I said, they don't explain how is this even possible, because obviously it's ludicrous on the face of it. But Aubrey Plaza is this vehicle to help younger self, kind of this coming of age experience that she goes through.
If they were to do, I mean, you've piqued my interest a little bit for it, especially about dealing with a portion of grief, because I have some experience with that in terms of the house you grew up in. It goes away. But so dealing with that is interesting. And then with Aubrey Plaza's character.
Wait, what the hell?
What's
Live
up?
broadcast will end in 3 seconds? What the fuck just happened?
Ooh.
Cheers, everyone.
Oh, later.
Wait a minute.
But it's still going.
But it's still going.
That's weird.
So fucking strange. Because we just hit 2 hours.
We've gone more than 2 hours before. Kyle, you can move.
I mean, hold on.
Okay, have you guys seen Arrival?
I was a John Hughes movie for a second.
Have you guys seen Arrival?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. It gave me those sorts of vibes, the messaging in that a bit.
Interesting.
You'll know what I'm talking about.
So it gets dramatic.
Yeah, there are, yes. That's what I said. It's a bit of a tearjerker.
The trailer does not do a good job.
No, it
When
didn't.
does it actually drop? Because I'm going to throw this
What were you
on-
getting ready to say, hard cut? Half of hard cut?
Oh, yeah. No, I was going to say next week is The Substance with
I
Demi
don't
Moore.
know if I'm interested in that.
It looks crazy, and
You know, it's more than 2 hours long.
Every time we see the trailer, we're like, "This looks so wacky. We got to see this." It's like Dennis Quaid and
that's
Demi
right.
Moore, and it's like it's about Demi Moore is like this aging actress, and she starts taking this like underground drug that literally makes her young again for like a certain amount of time. And then it's like a
Is this
different
an
actress playing
autobiographical narrative?
Amazing.
Yeah, it's a Brat Pack original autobiographical.
I saw the trailer for that.
We keep
So
seeing
this
the
is
trailer
good.
for it. It looks like interesting. It looks well shot. Like it's very quirky looking. And Dennis Quaid's in it. You know, love me some Dennis Quaid. So we're probably going to see that next week. But then also, The Penguin.
The TV
show.
series.
Is coming to HBO. So
When does
we
that
were
drop?
thinking September 19th, I think.
Okay.
Is the first episode. So because we don't really have time to do episodic reviews, I think what we're going to do is we're going to start going live once a week. Maybe have a guest on or something, and just start reviewing those episodes.
Oh, dude, I'm in.
So we just
I don't want to invite myself over to your house, but
we just got to figure out how that's going to work. But I think we might start doing more like weekly live stuff for things that we.
That's a good idea. Like if you want to
review-wise
talk about
to
it,
edit.
yeah, exactly.
Because like we just don't have time to do episodic stuff right now. So
yeah. I mean,
we don't want to cannibalize on our weekly movie stuff.
Right.
Because we definitely want to see that movie next week, but we also want to talk about Penguin. So
yeah,
we're probably going to try and do that.
Well, I think I've already planned out my next Friday because you just mentioned Substance, Speak No Evil, and My Old Ass. So I'm going to do a triple feature on Friday.
Oh my
This
gosh.
is really interesting. I mean, you got Speak No Evil. You got this Demi Moore trippy movie. I haven't seen the trailer, but I'm gonna check it out.
I'm surprised you haven't seen it. It's been basically
they
playing
played
for
it.
everything we've seen for the last 2 months.
I don't know. It's like, I think I've seen the screenshot on YouTube being advertised. What the fuck documentary about how she's a woe is me celebrity in Hollywood? That's what that's what it came across as.
Yeah, it looks fun though.
Well, good. And so what I want to cap off with about that isn't this interesting? These are original movies that we're talking about.
Right?
Yeah.
And we're going to see them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That goes to my point, Kyle, that I think we're emerging from the dark age of cinema.
In that way, I would definitely agree with you. Yeah.
I mean, so there's another movie that I think it was in theaters for like a hot second. I don't know if it's still there, but City of Dreams. Have you guys heard of this one?
Oh yeah, I heard of that. Yeah.
So it's like a kind of a follow up to Sound of Freedom, except for child labor. And that's definitely piqued my interest. But I think it only plays like one day a week in my theater.
Yeah, I was interested in seeing it myself, and AMC, for some fucking reason, is not playing it. And then the only other theater that was probably like a half-hour drive for me.
Oh yeah,
and it's just like, what's going on with that?
Yeah,
and
and
freedom.
Half hour of driving is it's a lot longer.
It's at this point, like a half an hour drive. I don't know about that. That's
I mean,
that's being on the highway.
No, I know.
So it's like, it's a lot of miles.
Like Texas driving is just so wild. Like I could be, I used to live in Houston, so like you could drive for 45 minutes straight, 65, 70 miles an hour, and still be within 77069 Houston area code, which is just bonkers.
Sure. I mean, it's the same thing with Austin. Austin is a gigantic city. And not a lot of people realize it.
I can walk to the next zip code. It's like a few blocks away.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
No, but that's pretty. Yeah.
Original movies. That's
original movies. Yeah.
This is what's interesting. And
and then we got Megalopolis coming.
Megalopolis.
Right, another one.
I want to go.
That's another one.
Nosferatu.
That one's been in the making for 42 years, I think.
Megalopolis.
Yeah, that's when he started writing the script, like in the early 80s. And it's just been like...
I don't really know what that movie's about, but I'm just going to go in and...
Yeah, just going to
go
in blind.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I had a question, actually, for you, Bobby. Are there movies that you will go see so far, if this has happened, or think of a scenario that this could happen where you've seen a movie and then you and Matt say, we're not going to do a video on that?
No, that hasn't happened yet. Although there has been one or two movies where we shot the review and then just because we got so busy, we ended up not getting it done in a timely manner, and then we just never put it out.
You should.
I think I know one of them.
No, we will. Like we did what was it? Monkey Man.
You did mention that. Yeah.
We shot a whole review for that, and it was great. And then it just we got so busy that weeks went by, and it was like, well, now nobody's talking about this movie anymore, so we just never put it out. So we figured we'll save it for a time when, we've got like a big gap in the calendar or something, when like there's nothing good coming out, like maybe a January or something. We'll just drop it or whatever, just so we keep the momentum going. But we've got a couple things because we recorded like we did a review. I sat down and watched Justice League because I had never seen that.
That was Batman v Superman.
Which one?
Sorry. Yeah, Batman v Superman. You're right. Justice League. What we were going to do after that.
It's been that far long.
It was so long ago.
But which Justice League are you going to watch?
I guess the extended one.
The Snyder Cut is
the Snyder Cut.
Excellent compared to that.
So I've heard.
Horrible. It's like two completely different movies.
But no, we've never like watched a movie and then been like, no, we're not even going to bother. Like we've seen some shit movies too. But we've always done it. So
I'm gonna do something, and I'd like your permission. Can I put you on the spot for a moment, Bobby?
All right, sure.
Yeah.
About the Batman v Superman video?
Yeah. What about it?
Okay, so Batman Day is coming up.
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't know there was a Batman Day.
Also, my birthday is coming up.
Oh, he wants you to put it out.
Could you grant my wish and put this out?
Wait a minute now. When is your birthday?
24 September.
The 24th of September.
Yes.
Okay, I'm putting this in the calendar right now.
Aww.
Kyle birthday.
Yeah, put this in there.
BVS. Yes. Okay. All right.
He's ready to leave.
So
I think I've had enough of this stream.
To get out of here before they make any more requests.
I got to talk to Matt and see where we are on that edit, because I don't know. I think he might have started it, but I don't know if he actually made any progress with it.
Editing is so time consuming.
It is.
Oh, dude, I just
When is
finished
Batman Day?
editing that Enemy of the State video. Finally.
Nice.
When is Batman Day?
When is Batman Day?
Same day as your birthday?
I have to double check that because we did it on the same day that we did the live retrospective.
I think it was September 17th last year.
You mean
did
it
they
moves?
change it? Maybe they changed it.
It moves.
September 21st, according to Google.
Come on, next Saturday? Are you kidding me? I can't.
It says right here on an article. I'm just scrolling through Google articles. It says September 21st has officially been announced as Batman Day 2024.
Oh,
so,
come on. Okay, well, how about this then?
Wait, they change it every year?
If Batman Day is legit next Saturday, then and the Penguin is dropping on the 19th, then I'm sorry, Paul. We'll have you on for episode 2. Maybe we'll have Kyle on our live.
Oh yeah.
The first, we'll do our review.
So you got to make sure you watch it.
Episode 1 of the Penguin, and we'll do it on Batman Day, and we'll have you on. How does that sound?
Fantastic.
Ooh.
I can't wait to watch that. Yeah.
I expect candles.
And a cake.
I don't know how we're gonna do, blowing out the fire of the candles, but
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Some
AI system or something,
Amazing. Oh, dude, you got another fan lurking about.
Oh my gosh!
I
think that's the same. That's the same.
He had the same thumbnail. So
yeah, same guy.
Yeah.
Same guy.
Did you jerk off and then leave and then come back?
Yeah, because it's been pretty quiet on the Kyle front.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, so a lot of people just dropped off, but I must have got maybe Badger is streaming now, and he just dropped the fact that he was on my stream for a hot second. I don't know.
Yeah, listen, the gay dabbler was all over you, Kyle.
Is he still here?
No, I don't
Now,
think he's still here.
Here's a big question, and I think it's probably more noticeable on Kyle's channel. Have you gotten more subs?
Me?
Since this stream started?
I haven't gotten any notifications, but sometimes what happens, and Bobby, I've talked to you about this. Why the fuck do I not get notifications and yet the numbers climb, steadily?
I don't get notifications.
I have it all turned off because
I just
like
check
they choose when notifications come and
I've
when
gotten
they don't.
5 since I've been on this stream.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I've got it all turned off. I'm on the YouTube Studio app like nonstop. So
me too.
Well, I've only gotten one. I just went back and I refreshed, and I've only gotten one.
It was the
gay dabbler.
It was the gay dabbler.
Well, prove it. Leave a comment on one of my videos.
Exactly.
Well, I think maybe Kyle, we can make that happen. I think
get the gay dabbler and the penguin one.
No, get the video on your birthday. Right? Is that what you meant?
Well, we'll see if we can.
He hasn't promised anything, and I understand he is a new father. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we'll see if we can make the Batman Day video happen, and then BVS though, I'll talk to Matt about that and see where we are because he's edited the last like 4 videos we've put out, so I'm probably on the hook for the next one. So maybe he can jump on BVS.
So you guys switch back and forth in editing?
Yeah, it kind of just depends on who's got the time, and then I guess who's most excited about the particular video.
I gotta say, you guys are pretty in sync because you could not tell.
No, not at all. Yeah,
different editors.
Yeah, our style is pretty similar. Like,
yeah,
we keep it fairly tight. I'd say my edits tend to run a little longer.
Okay,
he's a little more liberal with the cuts.
Oh,
wait, don't say that. Don't say that word.
Kyle, I want to ask you a question because I did this because of your comment to me a while ago. I've started doing hard cuts in my video, and I've been meaning to tag you and say, let me know what you think about this. I did a poll. Most people like the hard cuts. So I've just been doing pretty much hard cuts in the the body of the review, not necessarily the intro. Sometimes I'll still do dissolve. And
I have watched some of your videos and I have noticed that. So you'll do the clips and do crossfade still, but then you yourself will have hard cuts.
At the very beginning, like, oh my gosh, here we go.
Well, you got it as secret admirer, Kyle.
Well, you and the gay dabbler are just going to keep each other busy, so you don't need to be around at all.
Well, he says along with, then that means you should have 2 subs, but you only got 1.
Let's
So
check this.
Lying.
Let's check this.
Oh, see if there's been another one.
He was telling the truth. There is an extra one.
Wow.
Amazing.
Amazing.
I'll give you a cheers.
Yay.
Love to see it.
Cheers.
Give you a cheers, Joe.
It's incredible.
That's funny.
Amazing. So, sorry, I'm a complete neophyte when it comes to video editing. I'm like learning as I go along. What exactly does a hard cut look like?
It's just a straight
not
cut.
smooth.
So when it goes from one clip to the next, like someone will be over here and then maybe they're over here.
No.
So there's no transition.
Yeah.
There's
of
no
any kind.
transition, and I have always liked the
shit.
dissolve transition. But multiple people have said, like, my dad was like, "How did you get it to do that ghosty looking thing?" It's like, well,
It is a
Dissolve.
kind of a ghosty
it
kind of
effect,
doesn't.
yeah.
But to me, I like how it smooths it out because some of it, but it is quicker to do it without it, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, so okay, so I've been doing hard cuts across all my videos.
Most people are that's what most people gravitate towards is hard cuts. I have seen videos where there's so many hard cuts it gets annoying to me, not necessarily review videos, but like just
Well,
other
not
YouTubers.
to be confused with the jump cut. Now, the jump cut, I think, is where you're talking about, where somebody's talking to the camera and then all of a sudden it cuts and they're like over here and they're still talking. That's a jump cut. It's also a hard cut, but a hard cut is more like going from one scene to another scene, like no transition at all between two different scenes.
Well, I just call it hard cuts. In my videos when I'm
but it's
cutting,
a distinction, and I like that distinction where I have seen. I don't want to plug anyone because I don't want to be gratuitous, and they haven't earned the plug. There are some famous or popular YouTube channels that get a lot of views and traffic. Their editing is very distracting with their hard cuts, where they're combining their sentences, and it's very jumbled up. And I've actually done this.
Jeremy Johns.
So
got him.
I like his.
This
videos.
is why
He's
we're still
fun.
we have a like-mindedness going on here. Notice I didn't confirm.
Stud Joe 69. You guys are fun. Good night. All right,
Have a
good night.
Stud Joe.
Night.
Glad to have you.
Cheers, Joe. So if you're trying to put together a sentence with jump cuts and hard cuts, that can be problematic. I've done it myself. Okay. But ever since then, I've learned to hide it with clips, putting the clips over that stuff.
Yeah.
Or you create so that the camera can zoom in a little bit.
Angle. Yeah.
The angle, exactly.
Yeah.
So if you have a higher res camera, which I don't, but I'm just getting away with it just slightly. Yeah. I don't.
That's like, so we'll do that from time to time, like, and it kind of lends to the comedy where, like we're in, you're on a shot of like maybe one of us or a 2-shot, and I'll punch in like 300% on the shot to like a tight shot, and you could tell like the quality is way lower.
No,
it's done for.
No, I disagree. I've never fucking
effect.
thought that. Thank you very much.
So it's funny because I think in pretty much all my videos I do jump cuts because of the fact I recorded with a teleprompter because I basically write all of my reviews, and there's a feature in Premiere which is pretty fucking awesome because I used to do this manually and it drove me up the wall, is to delete pauses. So it's just like all very tight. Like if I'm like taking a breath between paragraphs or whatever. Sure. Or even like individual words where I take more than half a second to, catch my breath or whatever, it just like cuts all that out. So it is like, hey, I'm over here now. So now you've got me thinking that I should probably like zoom in or do something, because a lot of especially vloggers, they do the zoom in hard cut.
Yeah, so I implement that as well, but also occasionally if the moment calls for it, where you zoom in, right, doing this, and then you're pulling out back to that, right? So it's more dynamic with the thing, with the editing. And when it comes to cutting out pauses, sometimes you need pauses. It depends on the context.
I agree.
Sometimes you need the emphasis of a pause.
Yeah.
Or a comedic beat of a pause, right? Yeah. So if you have something automated and it's something that's AI that's taking out the pauses, you could miss out on opportunities.
It's the
sometimes it can happen.
It's the text feature in Premiere.
Mm-hmm.
So you go in and it transcribes your video, and then you could just cut out everything, like every pause greater than some threshold, which I think I have mine at like 0.4 seconds or something like that.
I'm just thinking of an edit that you guys did, Bobby, in I can't remember which video it was. Matt was trying to pronounce an actor's name, and he just kept fucking it up.
I remember that. Yeah.
And you had like the text added to it.
Oh yeah, I can't remember.
Who was it? Whose name was it?
Wait, was it the Alien Romulus review or?
No,
Sorry,
I was thinking it was before that.
No, it was. Hold on, now you're gonna
that was really funny.
It's worth looking up because honestly, like that was one of the top laughing fits that I had watching your videos, and I'm watching it with my wife, and I went back to watch it again because it was so good and subtle.
It was a recent one. It was.
It was recent.
Yeah.
But it was so fucking subtle. And it had a contrast of Matt just didn't give a fuck. He's just this is I don't know what the fuck their fucking name is, and then they just have this text below that says like a name, and it's
the pronunciation of the name.
Yeah. It's on the tip of my brain.
I don't remember which one it was, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
because I know he totally butchered it, and I was like, well, I can't let that slide. So
Megan the Texan said hard cut videos are pretty funny because they throw in focus pulls on either Bobby or Matt when one of them disagrees with the other. That is pretty good.
Yeah, usually we'll cut to the other person if they're like one of us is making a face, like and then we'll do like an extreme close up or like a push in or something. Or we have fun with the edits. That's why it takes us so long to get our reviews out. But I think it's worth it.
Oh yeah, I mean your videos are like so well and tightly done that I can only aspire to do the same.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that, but it's like we've been doing this for a long time, so it's just something that we're used to doing, and it's just an extra layer that we have for the channel. But like, some of the biggest channels out there, they don't do stuff like that. It's about the content, really. You know, if your content's good, it really doesn't matter. We just come from that world, so we just apply that knowledge to it because we have it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still learning. I feel like I want a class on After Effects just because.
You should talk to Matt about that. He's the After Effects guy. He does all.
God damn, there's
so all of the formations in the theme of the movie font.
He does most of them.
Those are fantastic looking, and it makes me jealous and inspired.
The ones that are rudimentary are the ones that I do because my After Effects knowledge is kind of limited, but he's very good in After Effects.
Yeah, you and me are on the same plane.
Yeah, like I'm great in Premiere.
I'm still using templates,
but After Effects that's he's very good at that. He's very good at the three-dimensional text graphics. And they add an extra like layer of fun to it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So Megan the Texan is asking, are pull-ins the same as focus pulls? Just making sure.
No. Well, focus pulls are if you're gonna like pull from one, like if you were to pull to the background to my face, and then that's a focus pull. Like you're shifting the focal plane of the image, whereas a push, like a pull in or push it, like you're pushing in on the image. It's like the camera zooming in, kind of.
Interesting. Yeah,
it's the little things.
It is the little things. But
that movie sucked, by the way.
Little Things?
Yeah, the Denzel Washington, Jared Leto movie that came out.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I liked it. Okay.
Oh.
I didn't hate it. It was all right.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever
Denzel.
even heard of it. Interesting.
Oh yeah, it came out a few years ago.
I mean, there's been so much shit that you have to sift through all the garbage to find something good.
I think it was a Netflix.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know if it came to the big screen.
Yeah, I'm really tired of streaming services. I think they ruin a lot of, like, for example, Hitman, the one that you guys reviewed, that should have been out in theaters.
The Michael Fassbender one?
No, the
Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell, yeah.
It was decent. I mean, I understand why it was, a Netflix film.
Yeah.
I just figured we'd get a little more attention on our review of it, considering how popular it was. But then again, that goes to Netflix skewing their numbers, which they love to do.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Or maybe it just wasn't. It was just a bland enough film that nobody cared. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
Not all of our reviews, garner enough attention from our subs. It's funny looking at those numbers when you see this video is performing above average with your subscribers before it goes out to YouTube recommendations versus not enough of your subs are watching this video, so we're just not going to push it out to the rest of you.
Right.
And when that happens, you're done. You're cooked. Like it's over. So you got to try and find what your audience is going to be.
Yeah, you want to make sure you have the right. Yeah, because
if
for a while, YouTube kept pushing my videos to the normies, and I kept getting annihilated as a grifter. And yeah, then somehow that stopped. So
yeah, the algorithm figuring it out. I think we've actually had a pretty good run the last few videos where we found these are the movies that we know our audience wants us to review, so we're trying to stick with that. Now we're getting into new original movies coming out the next couple of weeks. It's we'll see how these stack up against movies like Alien and The Crow and Beetlejuice. I think they're going to be a downturn for us for the next month or so.
Right. Yeah. All right. So this is a good time to have our last question from Megan the Texan.
Oh, God.
Bobby, is there a scary movie that you will give the same score as Smile?
Okay, Megan the Texan. I'm glad you brought this up because we've got Smile 2 coming.
Oh yeah, that's right.
In October, which I'm looking forward to. Something I wanted to do in our Smile 2 review is actually revise my score of Smile 1, something I've never done in a movie before.
Okay, what?
Kyle's giving the thumbs up on this.
Okay, I want to interrupt you, bro, because I have seen your review, okay?
Yeah.
You motherfuckers gave Smile an 8 or a 9. I was taken aback.
Matt gave it a 7 or 7.5 or so. I gave it an 8. Okay, this is okay. Let me defend myself for 1 second here. This was when we first started the channel, so we were dealing.
You were being very liberal with your scores.
I was being very liberal. We were going to extremes with our scores. Okay, I know. Yes, thank you. Halloween Ends. We both gave a 2. Right, which I felt was warranted.
Yeah, you need to bring back some of those low scores because I don't think you've been going low enough these days.
We did Barbarian, and then we did Smile. I think it was the third act of Smile that really put it over the top. We both really liked the third act, and I went pretty high on my score.
That was what ruined that. That was the third act. Oh my gosh!
I know. So when we do the Smile 2 review, I'm going to revise my score down. Okay. So just so you guys know.
How long after you did that review did you realize, I should unfuck that situation?
Probably a couple months when I realized I went pretty high on that score.
Yeah, because you've never found another movie
No,
near that, man.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't
like,
throw around eights that often.
Even with Deadpool Wolverine, you think that Smile is better than
I went
Deadpool
7.5. No, this is fair. This is fair. I deserve this, and I knew it was coming too. That's why I had an answer prepared for this, because when Smile 2 drops, I'm going to start that review by saying I'd like to revise my Smile 1 score down. I've never done this before.
Yeah.
And I guess you feel justified now in your
so
about
so
this.
I'll harken back to a discussion that happened between Roger Ebert and Richard Roper. Roper called him out and saying, "You recommended, this children's movie that's a piece of crap," and Ebert said, "How many times do I have to tell you that the thumbs up are relative? It depends on the movie, right?"
Yeah.
Okay, so I still think you went too high. So
I agree with you.
For a horror movie, you rated that movie on a horror movie basis,
yeah,
right?
I think her question was, will you give the same score? Is there a scary movie that you will give the same score to Smile? Okay, so another movie, yes, for horror movies, right? Like one of my favorite horror movies, actually, that I would go above an 8 for. I'm not talking about like Exorcist or like the classics.
Well, you could.
I could, but my personal favorite horror movie is The Blair Witch Project. The original.
Oh yeah, that's
interesting. I mean, that's totally fair. Yeah.
I have my own personal reasons for why, but that movie, in my mind, is like a 9.5. Now, that's where I will. Oh, I know. Sin, she's.
I want to see this. I want to see this.
No.
No, sorry.
Sin,
Go ahead.
I know there's
it's
a lot
all
of people.
subjective. I know.
I know there's a lot of people that dislike that movie and they don't think it's scary
it was
at all.
so overhyped. Yeah,
it totally was overhyped,
yeah.
and I have a personal story about. I know the lead actress from that film. I was big into camping when I was a kid and all this stuff. So there's a lot there's a lot that leads me to that score. But looking back now, and it's like, oh my God, I gave Smile an 8. How did I do that? You guys are right. Thank you for calling me on my bullshit.
Yeah.
But it will be rectified in the Smile 2 review. So
what did you have to drink that day?
Oh, God, I don't know. I was drinking
turpentine. Clearly.
Thank you.
So,
Megan.
Was there too much dish soap in the glass you were drinking from?
Smile and Barbarian were interesting because they came out very closely together.
We did those back to back. Those were our first 3 reviews.
Okay, I saw Barbarian first, and I liked it up to a point, and then it just went off the rails for me. A lot of people were just, "Oh, this is so great," and I just know it fell apart for me probably in the last act.
We were into it until the last act. The last act that betrayed what they were, what we thought they should have done with the characters. What they could have done with the characters.
Yeah,
it just became.
It was really good up to that point. And Smile, for me, Smile was solid all the way up until the very end, when I could see a mile away what was going to happen to her.
Oh, sure.
Because she didn't turn off her freaking phone.
Yep.
That pissed me off, because I was like, oh, I know what's going to happen. He's going to find her because she left her phone on, and then it's just going to jump from her to him, and then there we go. I was like, I wanted my expectation to be subverted, and that
I
really
have my
aggravated
expectations
me.
for Smile 2, and if they
what are they?
It was. I don't like when you have something that's been going on in a horror world for a long time, and then it now is happening to our main protagonist in this particular situation, and something different doesn't happen. You know what I mean? Like, this entity or whatever it is has been bouncing from person to person to person to person. Now we're following this person for this movie because they're the exception. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, something different happens. And then in this film, the same thing that always happens to everyone prior happens again. So
it was so stupid. She should have let it die out there because she was alone and sacrificed herself.
The guy
That's what
that
she
she
should have
meets
done.
in the film who's in prison was the guy that actually beat it. And it's like, well, why don't we follow his story? So now going into this second film, if they do the same thing that they did in the first film, I'm going to be very unhappy, and I'm going to score the film lower, and I'm going to really revise my score of the first film down, because I know. Geez, Kyle's face is just so judgy. So judgy right now. So judgy. Listen,
Amazing.
And Matt actually said this in the comment section in one of our previous horror film reviews that I tend to go easier on horror films than he does in reviews. And I think that's just because I just enjoy them more. So
I mean,
I guess I'm a little more lenient in my reviews.
And they're also like not Shawshank Redemption, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you've got your handful of horrors that are, I guess the more psychological ones tend to be the better ones. But I don't know. I just enjoy them more, so I tend to go a little easier on them in my reviews.
Yeah.
I'm going to plug my recent video by asking you, did you check out the recent video for Dragged Across Concrete referencing Bone Tomahawk?
I did. I love Bone Tomahawk.
Right. So that would be in the context of a Western horror movie. And what did you I think we might be on the same page when it comes to how Zoller handles the gore in that versus say what I compared it to with Eli Roth.
I hate Eli Roth. The gore in Bone Tomahawk is very, like you said, in the background until that third act, and then when you see that in your face up close, it's shocking. And it's fantastic. Like that movie is so underrated. Now, Dragged Across Concrete is a different conversation. I like that movie a lot. I don't like it as much as Bone Tomahawk. But
it's fair. It's fair, but I mean the thing that I would argue is that Dragged is more of an ensemble and wider.
Yeah, no, they're
epic
totally different films.
Piece.
I don't like. I know it's the same director. I don't like comparing the two because they're so different. But Bone Tomahawk, as far as like a horror film goes, as a Western genre, it's up there for me. It's. I think that movie's fantastic.
In terms of horror movie.
Yes.
Nice.
Interesting. All right. I haven't seen either, and I just looked it up on.
Dude.
Oh, Bone Tomahawk.
Bone Tomahawk. I will never forget.
It's all good. It's all good.
Never forget Bone Tomahawk. Oh my gosh.
They're already downloading on the torrents. Like
I'm glad that. Did you see my video?
I haven't. No, not that.
Okay, well, I'm glad that I didn't put everything in it that spoiled what actually happened.
I don't think you spoiled anything in it. I mean,
no, you didn't. But he'll know it when he
did a little bit with Dragged Across Concrete with what happens to Jennifer
Across
Carpenter.
Concrete, you spoil a few things. But
I have not even seen
nothing
that movie yet.
Nothing that affects really the main story because her story is a very, very short like subplot.
Yeah. But I did that on purpose. But one of the things I did was testing is like how much do I show from the actual film, and does it make people feel uncomfortable outside of the context of watching the movie?
When you started dropping spoilers, I went back and checked your title real quick. I didn't look at the description, but I wanted to see if you had actually mentioned that you put spoilers in there because. I do think people get pretty irate about that stuff.
I haven't had anyone come to me about that. That's why I've just not mentioned it.
Also, the movie's been out.
It's
for
a few
while.
years old.
Yeah, so it's not like it's a big deal spoiling it.
But to be fair, like
new movie, I'd say don't do that.
In every case, I do that. You would recommend that I mention that in the title if it's going to be spoilers for especially a new one.
If it's a new movie, yes.
Okay.
Because people unless you say in the review okay, I'm getting into spoilers now. Turn the video off. Because we've had people come at us in videos in the comments where they've been like, well, thanks for spoiling the movie, assholes. It's literally in the title, dumbass. It says spoiler review. Sometimes we've been saying it more frequently in our videos. Like, okay, we're getting into heavy spoilers now, even though it's in the title. But still people they don't, I guess.
Yeah. I've done it a few times within the video, but I've never put it on my title. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Because I want to give the audience the benefit of the doubt that they are
actually
attentive. Yeah, they're attentive to not enough to listen to me when I say spoilers. Like there's sometimes when I will do that, just not in the title.
There are some channel, or there's at least one channel I can think of, Fish Jelly Reviews. That's all their reviews are always spoiler reviews.
Yeah.
So if I don't want to see a movie, but I want to hear all the stuff about it, I go to their channel.
Oh, interesting.
Watch their
I don't think
reviews.
we've ever done a review that isn't a spoiler review. So it's just part of what.
I mean, it'd be interesting to see if there was a case where that did happen. I like seeing those reviews because they're more in depth, and it's almost as if even if I haven't seen the film, it's like I'm watching the movie. Especially with the Barbarian movie, I haven't seen that film, but I watched your review, and I feel like I've seen the film because of how you did that.
I'm curious about what you think about that movie.
Yeah,
So
because it's like two movies cut in half. They're two very different.
Yeah.
The first half and second half of that film are very different.
I did a review way back when I first started doing, serious film analysis with The Island. That's exactly the phrase that I used to describe that movie, the Michael Bay movie, where it feels like two movies smashed together.
Movies,
yeah. So okay,
with Ewan McGregor,
like Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah, with Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah. I typically only go really heavy into spoilers if a movie has pissed me off. Like Blink Twice. I went all out on spoilers for that.
I barely know what that's about, and I have heard things of that ilk where they're displeased with the movie.
Yeah. So I was just like, I don't care. This is going to be a spoiler review. I don't care.
I guess I'll
said
just
everything.
Talk about stuff and not even care that I'm spoiling shit.
Well, this is what I just noticed, and I realized is that but not just that. When we were talking about the Killer's game, you said, "Well, careful, Kyle, spoilers." Here's the distinction. What I realize is that
double standards.
If it deals with a movie that is shit, you don't care.
Don't care.
You don't give a shit.
Yes.
If it's a movie that at the start I say, "This is a movie I recommend," and you say, "Whoa, preserve the viewing experience."
Yeah, because I feel the same way.
Sense, right?
If there's a movie that I really enjoy, I try to be super careful about avoiding spoilers because I want people to experience it
correct.
Fresh like I did without being influenced much by it. If I'm pissed, I just go on.
It's almost like a rage review.
Yes.
And it's
yes,
cathartic.
That's exactly it.
Well, wait a minute. I just noticed here in the chat here, Megan the Texan, I would give Evil Dead a 9. Wait, which
the first
Dead are we talking about?
Yeah, I think we're talking about the first,
the
right?
original,
first not that new one.
Not the Fede Alvarez one.
Interesting.
Or the new one in the apartment complex?
I thought that's the Fede
Evil Dead.
Oh, wait.
Evil Dead's the
remake.
That's
20...
no, that was like a...
It's like in 2016.
Fede Alvarez the 2013 or Evil Dead Rise?
Even further back?
No, not Evil Dead Rise. Evil Dead Rise was the one that came out last year.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Evil Dead Rise was okay. Oh,
the
original.
You confirmed.
Okay, wow. Okay, wow. Got to say.
I mean, the first one was fucking great.
No, the second one was better because it was just a redo with a bigger budget.
Yeah, the second one's so.
But
have you not seen that
budget? No, I actually.
I'm talking about Megan. She's giving the Evil Dead the first one a 9.
Anyway. But I actually liked the fact that it had a smaller budget and they did they maximized the hell out of it.
They did. Have you ever read Bruce Campbell's book about the making of that film?
No.
He's a very good orator.
Confessions of a B-movie actor.
Talking.
Fantastic.
I have it on my book list.
Oh yeah, it's basically just his. It's just his memoir about how he met the Coen brothers, how he met Raimi and all those guys, and started off his action career with Evil Dead and all that, and being in all their movies as they got bigger and bigger, and he never really got bigger, but it's a great.
He almost did. I think he was considered for The Rocketeer, or
there were a few
another one after that too.
In a few things, and then he just never got the break. He never got the big break that he should have got. I mean, he's been in a ton of stuff. He was in Burn Notice and all that, but he's been in a lot of big movies, just in bit roles.
Yeah,
interesting. Yeah, I just looked this up on Amazon. I'll throw it on my list.
Oh,
a lot of books.
Of a B-movie actor, and then the sequel he wrote to that, "Make Love the Bruce Campbell Way."
Nice. Yeah, I've got a shitload on my reading list, so. Got to finish. I'm actually reading a random ass book that I just happened to be walking through a library and I was like, oh, this looks interesting. Because the byline was Quentin Tarantino meets Christopher Moore, and I read Noir by Christopher Moore, which I thought was fucking great. And I'm like, holy shit! I have to pick this up. It's called Go Go Girls of the Apocalypse. and it basically reads like fucking Fallout, like the video game. It's great. But yeah,
it just reminded me of Inspector Gadget because of the go-go thing.
right. But it's more go-go as in like strippers.
My brain can be very random at times, but
yeah, no, go-go gadget. I mean, that's bringing back childhood. But yeah, why don't we wrap up? And I want to hear about Sin because we didn't actually talk about your future plans so much.
Oh, what are my future plans? I'm going to be on a live stream tomorrow on Anthony A. Perez's channel. I think that's his name.
All right.
We'll be talking about The Amazing Spider-Man 2. So I need to finish rewatching that tonight and into tomorrow. That's at noon tomorrow.
It's kind of a long one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's more than 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got to refresh my memory on that. And then I'm going to go see movies throughout the weekend, like Speak No Evil. We've already talked about them. I think I've got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm going to go see movies. So at some point, maybe next week, some reviews for that will come out. So that's the only thing I've got.
You're getting close to like 20,000 subs, right?
Yeah, my goal is 30, so I can become a Rotten Tomatoes critic.
Oh, is that what it takes?
Really? I didn't even know about that.
30. My pie in the sky is Critics' Choice.
Wow.
We'll see. I'm with GAFCA right now, which has perks because I get some screeners and access to stuff. But I want to be like the critic for the common man, a regular critic.
Well, bring like the critical drinker to the normie. It would be the ultimate goal.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Nice.
Sure.
And Kyle, what have you got going on?
I have 2 already recorded reviews that I did like a couple weeks ago for Trap and Deadpool Wolverine.
Oh, sure.
I held off on them because I did the poll for, do you guys want to see this dragged across concrete conversation that I did a long time ago, pretty much at this point. And the fact of the matter is there's a reel that I did talking about dragged across concrete and Payback that are my highest viewed videos.
Yeah.
And so I just led the way of, plus the fact of that poll that I did had a whole bunch of people responding to it, but then the turnout wasn't really great. So
yeah, I've noticed.
I don't know why.
I think if you were to release Trap and Deadpool and Wolverine, I think your Trap video would probably do better.
Because it was recently released on VOD.
Well, no, the Deadpool and Wolverine thing is weird. Like, our video didn't do well for that.
Same.
Movie. And
I
we
didn't
brought
get
the
a
girls
lot of
in.
views on
We brought
that
the girls
one.
in for that. And
you did.
because it's a really well liked film, and I think Trap was kind of panned, so people tend to gravitate towards even if it's
negativity,
a lesser
divisiveness.
Yeah, they do.
And Deadpool Wolverine is people. I wonder if people aren't interested to hear about critiques because they enjoyed it, and so they don't need to hear about that.
I don't know.
Maybe.
But for us, we were expecting to at least get like a certain amount of views for that video, and it just bombed for us, and we were like, "Whoa, okay."
Isn't that weird? Like, you can never predict it.
No.
Like videos that you have no idea. Like, you're like, it's not going to do a thing, and then maybe it takes off, and then videos you have hopes for. We
thought we were going to hit a certain sub count after we put that video out. We didn't even come close, and it was like, what the hell's going on? And it, every time.
Maybe it's too many Deadpool and Wolverine videos that were coming out.
I stopped trying to figure out the stupid algorithm.
But that was the first video we put the girls in that didn't perform, and it was like, oof, okay. But then since Deadpool and Wolverine, we've just had a string of hits.
Nice.
So it's like
it's confusing as hell. Yeah.
Just
each
really
video
hard.
you do is just building that audience in a healthy progress. It's really great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what have you got going on? What have you got going on, Hard Cut?
We'll probably do Speak No Evil next. Matt's coming back into town tomorrow, so we'll probably see that over the weekend, and then get on that. And then
you guys usually go together?
Usually, if we can, we try to. Yeah.
Nice.
That was so
that way
fun.
we can Yeah,
I
we have our
know, yeah.
little mandates.
Lucky.
Yeah.
So cute.
Yeah, next week is the substance we're gonna do, and then we're gonna try and get into the live episode reactions for Penguin.
So first guest is Kyle.
Well, yes. For Batman Day, we'll get Kyle on, and then maybe Paul will get you on for episode 2.
Awesome.
We don't want to be presumptive here. I mean,
well, we don't want to be presumptive.
Invite yourselves on. Why
we'll
don't
see.
you?
And then I think we've got the schedule. We got the whatever's big coming out each week. Theater wise, we're gonna go see. You got Megalopolis. You got Venom 3. You've got Craven coming. You've
got,
Joker.
Joker. You got Joker 2.
Joker just came out,
I'm
right?
going to be out of town when Joker comes. So I don't know if I'm going to.
Joker comes out this weekend, doesn't it?
No.
It's
Joker's
the first
not
weekend
till,
in October. I'm going to be in Jersey, so I don't know if I'll be.
And then
able
we've
to
got
see it.
Smile 2 coming at the end of October.
Your redemption take.
Yeah, that's what you need to title it.
Amazing.
My
Title.
redemption.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh,
Yeah.
and I think Megan brought this up earlier in the chat. She asked when we're going to get to our next Star Wars review. So we still have to do Attack of the Clones.
Is that going to be it?
Title? Probably. Yeah. Because we had a lot of fun with Phantom Menace. So
Well, you could vary it with the thumbnail clown hair pieces mixed in with the pussy hat.
We'll see how ridiculous we can make it. Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah. And what I'm up to.
What you got? Yeah. What you
I'm finally, and I know I said this last week, I finally just finished that Enemy of the State video.
Yeah.
Enemy of the State tried to warn you, and I go all into Edward Snowden and Chelsea Manning and all that.
Nice.
I think I'll drop it tomorrow because it got through the copyright check. I'm gonna get fucked. It's a 23-minute video. I'm using a ton of clips. I'm gonna get absolutely annihilated by the copyright. And it's just oh, no issue found.
No, because it's an old movie. They don't care about that.
Or they might come along behind you and claim it later.
Later on, yeah, I know.
Yeah,
dispute.
Yeah, just fight it.
And appeal. Even if they strike, if you're brave enough, you can do counter notification and it will go away.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I just use little clips.
And like I said, Universal has a pattern.
Okay.
Universal's pattern is, I can't remember if I mentioned it here, but I've mentioned it to other people who run into issues with Universal. They will claim it almost immediately. They will claim it. But even if they don't, whatever, they claim it, you dispute it, they deny the dispute, you appeal it, and then you sweat bullets. I did in the very beginning, oh my gosh, what if they, and then they just let it go. They just ignore the appeal. And then the time runs out and it goes away. That has been always the pattern with Universal.
Huh.
Always, 100%. It's never
hopefully they're not listening to this stream.
I know, right? I know. But that's just been their pattern. It's weird. It's why are you going to even bother denying the claim if you're just going to ignore the appeal? Yeah. It's so weird.
Yeah.
But whatever.
But yeah, so that's what I'll do. I'll cut up our discussion because those videos actually tend to do somewhat okay.
We have had a rather eclectic.
Yes, we have.
Tonight.
Oh, you need to do the clip when you got comment bombed and and all the comments about Kyle.
Yeah, showcase that humiliation.
Let's get those out there. We need those.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was
I'll cut this up.
Unique, fun stream.
Completely unmovie related.
Yeah. I do want to get into, and I know this isn't super pop culture-y, but I'm actually really in, the third season is really fucking good. The show called Industry on HBO or Max or whatever the hell it's called. It's very good. It took a dip in the second season, but the third season, chef's kiss. So I need to start reviewing these videos. And since I work in the industry, it would be the guy that's in it, how accurate, is this show, which it's funny, a couple weeks ago, this guy from, I want to say the website Fast Company emailed me and said, "Oh, I saw your video on Industry. Can I interview you?" and I fucking missed the email. Like I hadn't been checking.
No.
I know. And so I got back to him and he's like, oh, well, too late. I already wrote the article. I was like,
write another one.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, yeah, I think, I'll do a few videos on that. And then you guys convince me. I'm going to do a triple feature on Friday.
Oh boy.
What is it? Speak No Evil, Substance, and My Old Ass.
Okay.
I'll figure out like which order, because I have to go, I don't want too much gap between movies, because then I have to sit through, oh God, what the I did a triple feature and I had to sit in like just a random movie just for like 20 minutes until the next movie started, and I walked into Mean Girls, like the remake. It was so fucking bad. It was
that thing came and went.
Oh my God, it was so bad.
I'm surprised you didn't make a review of it, Bobby. The girls would have loved it.
Oh yeah, in retrospect, you're right. But trying to get Matt to go see a remake of Mean Girls, not going to happen.
Yeah, but you could have done an Acolyte type of style.
I walked in randomly in the middle of that movie and left, and like I didn't miss shit. it was terrible. But that's about it for tonight. Bye, everybody.
This was good.
All right, man.
Fun time.